I'm waiting for this amazing intro. I'm waiting.
Hey, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Nick.
We are working class nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right, we are Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is Thursday, July 7th, 2022, and you can find this 159 podcast on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and anywhere you can find a podcast in the galaxy far, far away. You can now also find every single Working Class Nerds episode on the YouTube. That's right, the YouTube. You can also watch me completely lose at video games Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays at twitch.tv/MarcusB814.
You can watch me play video games every single Monday night at twitch.tv/NickVern51.
You can also find the both of us on Twitter. I'm MarcusB814.
And I'm at Nick Vern, that's NICKVER. And in this week's episode, we have a very special returning guest. He is the most hype streamer that I know. He is a Twitch partner. He has filled his Pokédex. That's right, I'm talking about the pineapple-flavored Pokemon Papega himself. It's Kymeri! So welcome to the show, Kai. And what have you been up to?
That intro cannot be beat. I'm just gonna say, I just saw that. I did not even read that, and
I didn't even.
okay, that's
either.
great. Not too much. Just been streaming, working a lot, and stuff like that. Last time we were on the show, we were pushing for the partner, and that happened a couple weeks after the show.
Hell yeah.
So it's been quite a while since then. Probably like almost 4 months now, right?
Yeah,
We're getting there. We're getting close.
Wait, you were.
4
That was
months.
4 months ago?
Yeah, March 23rd, I knew. And the show was like 2 weeks before then. And then I
No.
didn't announce it to everybody until the 24-hour stream for 3K.
Because I moved in here and I moved in March. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how time flies, man. Time flies when you're having fun. And
It
yeah,
does.
I'm doing great. We're doing some varieties on Mondays, which is awesome. It's been great. I've been loving it. The community loves it, and that makes me really happy. Of course, we'll be able to talk about that a lot later. But
Hell yeah.
doing amazing, man. I hope you guys are doing great too. Thank you for having me on the show. You guys are the best.
Absolutely.
I just want to ask before we get in the meat and potatoes.
Okay.
Now that you're a Twitch partner, do you feel like more motivated than ever to do more for your stream, or do you feel like you can kind of take a step back and just like chill and eat more ham and pineapple on a pizza?
Definitely not eating that. To answer that is, so I think for me, the problem was I got partner and then I did a 24-hour stream. And
Okay.
after that, I was very drained for at least a few weeks. Like I was not doing well. Like I was very tired. I was
Yeah.
going through a lot of stuff with that. And
Sure.
I think for a little bit, I kind of like didn't do as much as I think I could have. But I think now, a few months later, I think I'm more on that push, and that's kind of why the whole Mondays thing started happening, especially after we finished Lego Star Wars, which had come out right after I had hit partner, or right around when I hit partner, and it was a perfect timing to play it. And
Yeah.
I wanted to do that. I wanted to bring back my mix-up Mondays or something on Mondays like I used to do. About a year ago, I started doing that kind of content where I was playing not something Star Wars: The Old Republic. I was playing something else in the Star Wars genre. Or I had a few streams where I played League of Legends, and that was kind of fun with the community. Stuff like that, you know. And I'm happy I'm able to do that now with more comfortability. I think it's like a bit of both. Like I wanted to work hard on it, but then I didn't have like really what it just got into a rave show. I really he's messing with the lights.
Yeah.
And I feel like now I think it's a little bit more than before. I think that's because you know you get that sigh of relief when you get like that goal that you've been working at, and that's the big thing you've wanted to do. You get that feeling of relief, like something that like weight off your chest type of thing too.
The other magical thing I'll say and I just want to put it out there that I can't thank the community that came together for you. Dude, there were so many people that were there every day, every stream, every single time you did anything. Like your chat was there and your community had your back to help you achieve that goal.
Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. Like it was the best thing, one of the best things that's ever happened to me, just because I got to see the community come together. Old faces, new faces, even newer faces that I didn't really even know were like super excited about this, and it was really, really special to me. And I'm grateful. You guys helped out a lot as well, letting me have an outlet to do this, like on the podcast or wherever. And it really meant a lot that you guys helped spread the word too. And it was great. And I finally, I think I had mentioned that last podcast that I wanted to, tell my real life friends a little bit more about the streaming. And that's kind of what happened during that push. I wanted to do that. So, and I ended up doing it, and it helped out a lot. And seeing the community come together like that was a beautiful thing.
Hell yeah.
Well, it's fantastic to have you back. Nick, what have you been up to?
Well, a couple things. I've been playing continuing to play a preposterously large amount of The Witcher 3.
Now, when you say preposterously,
let's see, how long have I been talking about it?
Oh my God, dude.
I have 60 hours played.
And you've only been playing it for like 3 weeks.
Yeah. I've been playing every day.
Okay, so everybody knows. So when we talk about Nick falling in love with the game, like all he needs to be is hooked, and then he's in it. You know what I'm saying? Because when he is not in love with the game, he becomes like this couch potato that like takes like naps and gets completely sidetracked. And
I mean, I took a nap today too.
Yeah, but that's different. But what I'm saying is like it's extra. Like Nick's motivation level is at -0 when he doesn't have a game that he's consumed to.
Right. Well, to play games, yeah. But I think it's probably really closer to 40 hours. But because I think one day I accidentally left the game on overnight, but or something like that. Subtract 10 or 12 hours, something like that. But anyways, I've been playing a ton. I think there's a couple things. It's a really well balanced game. The lore is super interesting now that I'm actually into it, and it's like there's so much content. It's insane. Like,
did you get hooked because of the show by chance? Is that why?
No, I mean, I tried playing it when it came out on PlayStation 4 way back in the day. But I was playing Fallout 4 at the same time, and it's kind of the same type of game. And the Fallout series is one of my favorite ever. But I didn't give it a fair shake because it was my roommate in college's disc. So I just kind of hopped in and tried it. And like, I really didn't know, I didn't have like a good grasp of like melee mechanics and stuff like that. How to you have to actually try and like dodge and stuff. So I was frustrated with the controls, and I was dying a lot. And then it takes you forever to level up compared to something like a Fallout or a Skyrim or something. So it was a little bit more challenging. It was a lore that I was completely unfamiliar with. So I just I played it for a little bit and I put it down. But and I didn't, when I played it the first time, I just did story stuff. I didn't do a lot of the side quests because I didn't really understand the lore to give that stuff value. So I just, and I totally didn't do it right. So then I didn't circle back to it till now. And I watched the show. I knew, I guess the show did spark it. I didn't initially, I knew of it. And then the show sparked the interest to back into it. But I think the show really gave it a lore background. I watched some of the show, and then I looked up a lot of stuff online on what is happening in the show, what's happening in that world, the factions and stuff. So then I got that lore background, so that when I went to play, now that I started playing it originally, it gave a lot of value to all the extra environment and let me get immersed in it.
Well, too, you like to be immersed in a game.
Yeah.
And I feel like Horizon Zero Dawn was perfect because you just get sucked into that world. Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, what I mean?
Fallout
series all those.
The Middle Earth series.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Where this now, you're sucked in, you watch the show, now you're in it, you have things that connect you to the game. And the craziest thing is when I was watching you play it, you pulled up the map and there was 10,000 question marks.
I know, that's my next thing. I'm working on the question marks next stream, I think. Or but maybe I'll probably do it before stream.
Yeah, because
just crushing question marks. Because the question marks on the map are like, what are you looking at?
the gun.
I was like, there's a gun outside. No, the paintball gun on the wall.
Yeah.
No,
what I was saying.
I mean, I do live in a city, but like, I'm on the 3rd floor. How are you seeing that? Anyways, so what was I just saying?
Oh, well, no. So the immersion.
The question marks on the map. They're like a random event. So it could be like a monster nest where there's just like an infestation of monsters. Could be bandits. It could be like guarded treasure, which has got a particularly hard to kill monster that's guarding some piece of cool gear or something like that. But they're all over the place. So like, there's kind of like, you ever play Breath of the Wild? You both have, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah,
so, a lot, obviously.
Yeah, a decent amount. Especially when I first got my Switch, that was like, because there wasn't really any Pokemon games on there. There was just Let's Go, and it was kind of like, whatever. Like Breath of the Wild was the big one in Splatoon. So
yeah, so you know how there's like the Great Plateau. There's an area like that in The Witcher. It's White Orchard. That's the first area, and there's like in that area is big, and that's like what I would think of as like a normal sort of map for a game. Or not a map for the whole game, but like in a setting like this where this game has like 4 or 5 different maps and then you travel to, they're like areas. So I would consider that to be a normal area, and that's like a quarter of the size of the rest of them because it's the starter area. So like then I went to that. I thought that had a lot of question marks and things to find. I cleared that out, and then I went to the next, the main area, Velen. I forgot how you pronounce it, but it's and it's like 5 times the stuff in there. You pull up the maps, it's just question marks everywhere for stuff for you to find, and you have to like get on boats to like cross like rivers and tributaries and stuff to go to an island, or just get up around the map. It's craziness. But long story short, off stream I've been clearing Witcher contracts, which are where you just a townsfolk or person is like, hey, I think there's a monster in the woods or in the swamp over there, like they got Billy, can you go kill him? And so you got to like track it down and figure it out and gather the supplies to kill the thing. So that's pretty interesting.
What's sweet about that too is you don't feel like you're shorting the stream on story content because you're doing all the side stuff. So by the time you get to the stream, you're already over leveled.
Right. So
it helps you progress the game.
Yeah. And it lets me like not get stuck on a boss or something.
Right.
Because I'm like over leveled when I get to it in stream, and it's cool. Like I actually feel powerful. But there was one mission I did skip. It was kind of it's like a main quest, but not a main story quest. It's like a major quest, I guess. There's I don't know if you know this about The Witcher, but like the Witcher characters are super horny. They're just fucking all the time. So they're in game and everything. So there's a scene where like you're helping out this sorceress and you end up sleeping with her. And like the sleeping with her portion of the quest, I did off stream because of terms of service, obviously. But like before, leading up to that, I did the other stuff, and then the stuff where you interact with her afterwards, I did on stream. But
nah, Nick, don't lie to everybody. You had a VR headset on, ready to go, bro. Come on.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, it was a lot longer than I would have lasted, so it was a little unrealistic. But
oh my god.
Come on, that's funny. No, but so you can't play everything on stream is what I'm saying. But that's the only major story stuff that I've cut out, I think. I was trying to not, my point being, I was trying to not play story content, like main quest stuff off stream.
I wonder if people like actually just like muted their content when they were like playing through The Witcher the first time, like on streams. They would like put a black screen up or something else, like a just chatting screen or something, and then just have the music off or like sound off of the game, and then just watch the scene themselves, and then just kind of came back.
Yeah,
probably what they did.
Yeah, you figure
if those scenes are against TOS, like I don't know, because like I've never looked up like Witcher on Twitch.
I don't know if it is.
Like I don't know if you get in trouble.
It's like video game. As long as your stream is like, as long as you're flagged for like explicit or like
adult
18
content,
plus,
or like
adult content,
mature.
I would think you're going to be fine.
I think mine was it's flagged for that. I hope
it's mature audiences. That's what it's called. I don't know if I said adult, but
I think mine's mature audiences. Because like I swear and stuff. So well, if it's not, I want it to be. So anyways, then meanwhile, while I was playing this week, I got rated by this awesome streamer called Kymeri. That was awesome. I was like,
I actually rated both of y'all.
I know you did. That was fantastic. Thank you so much. I was completely surprised of just playing along, doing my thing, talking about like upgrading gear and stuff.
To get hyped for the show, baby.
And then
Let's go.
And then all of a sudden the chat was just.
I was like, holy shit, hype's in the chat. Let's go.
You're like, what's going on? I'm just playing Witcher, bro. Like, what are you doing, man?
Right. I'm just having a good time. I'm like playing for me. And then actually, it's pretty cool. I've got a few core people that like really do follow along. Shout out to Elle and Doritos, but they really like do like get invested in the story and stuff. But yeah, it's awesome. Thank you again for the raid. I sincerely appreciate it. And well, if I don't know, I think The Witcher 3 might be my favorite game of all time.
Oh, not a chance. Not a chance, dude. More than fucking Fallout New Vegas. Not a fucking chance. When you were playing that game, dude, all you talked about was Fallout New Vegas. Everything. Hey, Nick, what are you doing? Dude, I just met this fucking Dingledorf faction and they want to fucking nuke me. And then, oh, Nick, what are you doing? Oh, I fucking killed them all. And I'm like, what do you mean you killed them all? I didn't like the Dingledorfs, but now I got the fucking Hoochas. Who the fuck are the Hoochas? Yeah, and this other fucking terrorist group, but they're pretty cool.
Yeah. I like that there's a faction in Fallout New Vegas called the Boomers.
The Boomers.
And they're old.
Like me?
Yeah. That was supposed to go in the trash can and failed miserably.
Dude, you hit the fucking wall over there.
Dude, I don't play basketball, okay?
So, anyway, well,
what else do I got going
I'm
on?
curious to see, like, once you finish it, then you'll, like...
have the real review. But the crazy thing is there's so much content. The story's like going to be like 100 hours. I think more. I'm like not even close to halfway, I think. But yeah. So in other video game news, so I've been trying to play games with my paintball friends more, who are super into League of Legends, and I gave it a shot. I know you like League of Legends. I really tried hard. I got through the tutorial. I don't understand the movement still. Like you move and attack in the same click, and it's very confusing to me.
It's a big learning curve.
It's huge. Like I play with Rune all the time, and it's such a big learning curve game. Like I started in 2013, I think.
Yeah.
And it took so long to like learn, like because I never had played a MOBA. That was like my first ever one, and I never came from Dota or anything like that, so I had no experience whatsoever.
Yeah, that's
and it's definitely tough. I will give you that. It's definitely tough. Where I think like it's such a big learning curve, and it's even harder when you're playing with more experienced players. They're like, "What are you doing, dude? Like,
right?
You're not even doing anything."
I'm like, I don't know how to do anything.
Right?
Like,
yeah. Hopefully they teach you or try to teach you. But
yeah, they did a little bit, but like I didn't give them a lot of time, and they were playing their own game together. And they're like, "Oh yeah, you got to click here." I'm like, "Yeah, but it says right click or left click," and I'm left clicking, but it's not doing anything. But if I right click, it kind of does something sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't. I don't understand what's happening.
Honestly, dude, if you're really going to play League of Legends, you're better off watching like a couple of YouTube videos a couple times.
Yeah.
Just to see, like, because they'll show you the gameplay, they'll show you what you're clicking, what's a left click, what's a right click.
Yeah.
I am not good at those games. Those games are not for me. That's like StarCraft. And like, I liked Command & Conquer way back in the day on the Xbox because I felt like the controls were easier. But like an RTS on a PC, it's just a typing contest. And as you know, I have the fastest two fingers of Western Mass. You know what I mean? I can't fucking type.
All right.
So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of knew going into it I wasn't going to like it that much, but I'm like, okay, maybe if I can figure this out to be enough to where like I can at least play a game with them, even if I'm going to be terrible, then fine. But I don't know. It's questionable. But I also played Valorant, and I was way better at that.
That would make more sense for me. That's another Riot title. I would say Valorant would probably be more up your alley type of thing.
That like is it,
Valorant's like CS:GO, right?
Yeah,
right,
it's that is really it goes against all of my Call of Duty instincts. Because like,
dude, it's so hard for me to play Valorant because of that. Dude, like I try and I'm like, I'm just rushing in, boys. Let me run and gun them. Let's go. And I can't do it because like it's not what it is.
Yeah, you can't hit anything while you're moving.
Yeah,
like
bro.
your spray cone goes like you have like with anything like fully auto, you have to like fire like one or two shots at a time. And like
the burst.
If you're moving at all, like your cone goes like humongous. You might as well aim like 3 characters worth away in the bull to hit them while you're moving. It's crazy. So like you have to like be tactical and like wait and then shoot. You know what I mean? Or like if you're engaged with somebody, you have to like be disciplined to not be like click 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 click. If it's for it's clicking for me, I'm playing a mouse and keyboard. But like I found using the whatever the semi-auto rifle is. I don't remember, but it's like a
scout rifle.
It's like a scout rifle, yeah. And that was good because you have to shoot like single bullets anyways. So like it's easier to like shoot effectively for me. And I did pretty okay. I went like 8 and 16 or something like that, which was pretty good. I wasn't
still
last.
better than me.
I wasn't last, and I wasn't last to my team, and I did better than 2 people on the other team. So
if you're not first, you're last.
It's very true.
Thank you, Ricky Bobby.
You're not first, you're last. But so yeah, I'm definitely gonna play more Valorant. I'm probably gonna play tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow into Saturday. But so Wednesday nights we've been doing the 17 Shelby cinema watch party where me and Marcus go over my parents' house and watch something with my dad. We were doing that with Kenobi, and we were doing that with Book of Boba Fett, and now
Book of Mandalorian.
Yeah, the Book of Mandalorian season 2.5. The and so we're just keeping that tradition going to hang out. And last week we watched Umbrella Academy, which I did not love. We watched the first 2 episodes and it was really slow. But this week, I think I talked about it last week. This week we watched The Terminal List, which is an Amazon Prime show. It stars Chris Pratt. It's like a military show. I thought the acting from Chris Pratt was really good, and I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting Star-Lord, or like his character from Parks and Rec. He's just like a goofy dude that's like, you don't have to do anything overly dramatic acting wise. But like this show, he's really dramatic. There's a lot happening, and he has to like play a really complicated character, and he actually did an awesome job. But the show is pretty boring. I thought.
I don't think the show
not boring, but just like formulaic.
Yeah, I don't think the show is boring. I just think that show has been made 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's great, the show could be fantastic. I'm just saying that type of show story has been done 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think I'm just old because I don't find it interesting.
No, I mean, the 3 of us didn't. So.
Right. But like, I feel like if I'm going to watch TV, it has to be something I'm interested in. Like, I'll give an example. Like you told me about The Boys and I was like, The Boys. Now the fucking show is amazing.
Yeah.
Or Squid Game. Like, you could say what you want about how gruesome it was. And like, it was a dog eat dog world and everybody in Squid Game was wearing milk bone underwear. You know what I mean? Like, it's the truth.
I've never heard that before, but yeah.
But like, it was that type of show. But at the end of the day, it was original and the show itself was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, how did you,
that's a great example.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Just like Obi-Wan.
It's unique. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan, not that unique.
It wasn't unique, but it was something that was never told.
Okay.
And that interests me. I guess I'm just not. I'm very selective on the shows that I pick to watch.
Yeah, like I'm not investing any more time into this one.
Right, exactly. We watched 1 episode. It was a cool episode, but move along.
Yeah, exactly. Also, we're not going to get into it because Kymeri has not seen it, but the Stranger Things season 4 finale was completely epic.
I have not seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it either. I forgot.
So,
did you watch either episode?
No.
Oh, okay.
I haven't yet.
All right, well, I won't say anything.
I will on vacation. I'm on vacation July 16th through the 23rd.
Yeah.
A couple weeks. So,
I am too, actually.
That's the week you're gone?
Yeah, we're both gone the same week. How convenient. I'm going to Maine.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm going to Rhodey.
Nice. Good old Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. Anyway, so, but what I mean is the second to last episode is an hour and a half, and then the final episode is 2.5 hours.
Yep.
Like, yeah, dude, that's right, Kymeri. And I'm saying,
I'm telling you, the last episode in particular, they're both really good. They're both really good. Like, I would say the second to last episode's like a 8.5, and this last episode's like a 9.
But that's what I'm saying. So
they're really good.
But they, but the Duffer Brothers who made it came out and said that season 5, the episodes will not be as long.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how can you release these episodes this fucking long and then the next season's not. It's probably because all the actors complained that they only got paid $30 million an episode, and they were so long. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because it's the way those contracts are done. It's by
per
episode,
right?
Not for the length of the episode,
not the screen time,
right? Not screen time. But either way, I'm looking forward to watching it.
Dude, it's amazing. I don't want to say a whole lot, but
did you guys ever play the Stranger Things video game?
No. Wait, come here. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I kind of wish Kenobi had longer episodes, though. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
no
me
jab
too.
at them, but like, I've always been an advocate of hating the formula of the shows nowadays. Where back in the day, you used to know how long a show would be on for each episode, regardless, pretty much give or take like a few minutes, right?
Yeah.
Now it's so sporadic. Like one episode of Kenobi can be an hour, and then the next one's 32 minutes. It's like,
what the hell? Yeah, or like 37
come
minutes.
on,
it's not.
Give up. I really think the finale should have been longer than what it was, but it just is what it is.
Yeah. We've all seen Kenobi. Did you like it?
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. Yeah, it's hard for me to say. I like that we just got told a story that we never heard yet. I think that makes it very interesting to me.
Yeah.
I like hearing new things. And seeing new perspectives, and Ewan and Hayden killed it, by the way. They were amazing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Great acting.
It was incredible. It was I liked a lot of it. There was one episode where I was just like, oh, okay, like whatever. That wasn't like the best, but it's fine. I was pretty optimistic, and I liked it for sure. I gave that an 8. I thought it was pretty solid. I think the reason why, and I'm gonna go into like a 5-second rant here, is
no, go ahead.
The reason why I think Mandalorian is so popular and so good is because it's an original story told in an original timeline that doesn't exist or mess up with any other previous canon or stuff like that. That's why I think Mando is so good, because it's after Return, but it's way before the sequel trilogy, and some people don't care about that, right? But I'm just saying, like, it doesn't really mess with like a lot of the stuff. Whereas here we are in Kenobi between 3 and 4, and you have to be kind of careful going into that future area. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's kind of that's why Mando is so good and actually very popular, is because it's a very new thing, and it's told, and it doesn't really break a lot of stuff in people's eyes, at least.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I thought Kenobi was a roller coaster. I thought it had some high highs, in particular the finale. Like, obviously the final confrontation between Kenobi and Vader was amazing, but like I thought it had some really low lows. Not in terms of like lore stuff. I thought that was fine. Like I didn't think anything substantial, like canon breaking or like messing that up with that. Like the things your concern is you're voicing. I don't think any of that stuff was a concern, but like some of the writing I thought was like egregiously bad.
I can't get it out of my head that they're hunting Jedi, and the Empire knows that Bail Organa is supporting Jedi, and little baby Leia is supporting Jedi, and they're not destroying that family.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, there's like, they never think to use TIE fighters when like they're going after any of the ships, like from either the Star Destroyer chasing like the
it's for the dramatics.
No, I understand that, but like that's just bad writing then. Like write the story better. Or like you're really gonna smuggle Leia out of like the Inquisitor's base under a trench coat?
Yeah, it was
like it's like a cartoon. Like, are you kidding me?
Well, but don't forget, dude, they're doing it for the kids.
This is not a kids show.
I think I wasn't voicing my own issues. I don't think it was very canon breaking in my opinion, but I was reading and hearing others, and I was like, I can see like the point, but and it made it started my brain like a little churn, and I felt it going, and I'm like, why is Mandalorian so highly touted? One, the writing is amazing, and I really do think it's because it doesn't really interfere with a lot of the stuff. And someone asked me personally, how do I feel Ahsoka is going to be watching all these shows, Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, and now Kenobi. And then we have Andor coming up. I'm excited for Andor. New story. Going to be cool. Going into Rogue One. Love that. Right. I love Rogue One, so I'm freaking stoked. I want to see K2SO bad. Anyway.
Me too.
Anyway, I don't think it's going to mess at all with Ahsoka because, again, same thing. It's future. It's not in the middle of something that's like a past or like into like something that we have already had, So I think it's going to be perfectly fine in that way. So
I think it all depends on, for me, it's who's writing it. If it's because like I think The Mandalorian's great because it's Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni.
yeah, it's great.
That's the key factor. Like, I have one more gripe about Kenobi, and I want to talk about positive stuff real quick because I feel like I've been Mr. Down in the dumps because I do love the story, but it's just like, okay, so Reva, I really liked where that story arc on paper, right? You've got youngling that survived, like great. Okay, she has this like gripe against Anakin. Then like she becomes an Inquisitor to like try to get back at him. Okay, great. She's got this. She ends up turning to the good. All that's good. It's like a good story arc, right? But the way they go about it makes you not care at all about Reva until episode 5 out of the 6. Like the whole like reveal of her being granted, it was pretty telegraphed. Like you kind of could figure it out. Like, oh, you've got the youngling, like the last youngling they showed, and then they pan to her. But like that backstory should have been revealed like in episode 2 to make you care about what's happening with Reva, because she got a ton of screen time, and I'm fine with that. But it's like a ton of screen time to a character that like really they didn't do anything for you to care about. It's just a new character on the screen, and you're supposed to care about her as much as Obi-Wan Kenobi. You know what I mean? Like that's crappy writing. That's what I'm talking about. So like the bullet points for the story arc is great. It's really interesting and really cool. But like the way that they did it is that's what I'm talking about when I mean like poor writing. You know what I mean? That's the gripe I'm talking about. But seeing that story in that time frame, seeing what happens in between, and seeing Kenobi's growth from like a broken man to getting his mojo back, so to speak, to enough to where he could actually beat Vader was fucking awesome.
I hope that this is it. I hope we're done with the old trilogy. I'm done. I don't want to see Darth Vader anymore. I don't want to see Obi-Wan anymore. Like we've got it. They've had their comeback. We all love the show because I loved it. Like any piece of Star Wars content, I love. Even The Last Jedi as a standalone movie, I liked. I don't like parts of it, but as just a standalone movie, it was a good movie. But like it didn't follow the path. I'm done with it. Like I'm ready to move on. Like you were talking about Mando.
Yeah.
Mando was great because it was never done before. We know nothing. I'm ready for the High Republic. They've been producing these books. The content is good. Yeah. Start making the shows and start pushing forward. Now, going to Andor, I'm excited for Andor, but what I'm concerned with is Disney moving forward is taking the lightsabers out of Star Wars. So if you're looking at Andor in the Mando, there's no real lightsabers in that. You know what I mean? Like, sure, Luke came and like killed a bunch of dark troopers, but other than that, like there's no Jedi. And like I'm afraid that like the future of the games are going to be, honestly, I think the Ubisoft game, and this is tinfoil hat. Yeah, the Darksaber.
You forgot about the Darksaber.
Yeah, but that's a fucking Darksaber. It's not a lightsaber. I want to see Jedi fucking using the Force. I want to see fucking Darth Vader, but a different character, hold a ship like his apprentice. Starkiller. Pull a fucking ship down like Vader did. Yeah. That's what I want to see. That's my Star Wars. Yeah. When I was a kid, I wasn't Boba Fett shooting, carrying a blaster. I was carrying a stick, hitting my sister with it, telling her I just cut off her legs because I'm Luke Skywalker and I have a fucking green lightsaber. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that. And what I'm concerned with Disney's direction is, or Lucasfilm is the next big MMO video game, which is coming, is going to be a Division style game made by Ubisoft, and it's going to be set in a Mandalorian world. And there's going to be no lightsabers. Maybe you can get yourself a Darksaber, but it's not the same thing. Mandos don't have the Force. Granted, Mandos are cool, but at the same time, like that's not my dream. That's not my Star Wars. But I enjoy all the Star Wars content that we get because any Star Wars content we get, there's always going to be opinions. I'm going to give another one. Look at what like the KOTOR remake is coming, right? I'm concerned that no matter how good this fucking game is, people are going to be pissed off because it's not the original. So if they spin it around and make it fucking fluffy duffy, and you can't go both ways or do anything like that,
people are going to be
Light
upset.
side, dark side, and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
All that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my concern is less about the Star Wars. It's about the content that they're making.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, if I was Disney in the back room, I'd be like, yo, we're only going to make new stories. Like the Ahsoka story, like you're saying, we know nothing of what happened to Ahsoka after the Clone Wars. Honestly.
Yeah.
And, not for me. Ahsoka's not my favorite character, right? She's a great character, but she's not my favorite.
Okay.
You know what I mean? In the Clone Wars. Absolutely not. But the content is going to be new and fresh.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that is what, as Star Wars fans, we need. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You need new untold stories.
New untold stories. Perfect. Like the hook that they did for Ahsoka with that saying, like, where is he? And we're like, where the fuck? Who is he? She talking about? When she said Thrawn, I'm like, it's about fucking time.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
I freaked out.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
That's one of my favorite characters ever.
But that's what I'm saying. And like, I feel like if you want to talk about them missing a mark, they should have just done Heir to the Empire. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't understand is that trilogy is amazing.
Yeah.
And then they hint around at it like the worst show ever created by Star Wars, worse than the holiday special, is The Bad Batch, right? Okay.
The Bad Batch should have been like 2 episodes.
Yeah, it's the dumbest show ever.
Like the first episode that's like a movie is
quite
good.
like The Bad Batch. I think they add really cool. I think they're really unique and kind of different, and I like that.
No. I like the characters. I
Yes.
just think the show was stupid. Like it was
just
so
filler.
much.
It was just a filler show.
Get ready for season 2.
Well, yeah, and what? They're going into Mount Tantus and they're going to find out that they cloned, you know what I mean? So they're like, I feel like they're stealing too many bits and pieces instead of just saying, fuck it, blow it all up, nuke it, it's over. Anything that's happened today is gone. Move on to the next. Let's talk something new that we've never seen. Wow.
My gripe with the Bad Batch, just to finish my thought, I think,
Whack.
is it's like I like character arcs and like dynamic characters. Like you change, something happens, something conflict resolution. They're a new person. They're a better person. They're a worse person. Something happened to him, right? Like Ahsoka, giant character arc, really cool in both Rebels and Clone Wars. Obviously, cool stuff happens. She changes as a person. It's great. It's awesome. But in Bad Batch, nothing happens to anybody. Even what's his name, the sniper guy. Crosshair is in the same place at the beginning of the story that he is at the end. Granted, stuff happens to him, but like it comes to a full circle. So like net change is 0. So and even with Omega, like nothing gets added to Omega's character.
Honestly,
and like that's why I felt it was pretty frustrating, because if like stuff happens in those episodes and if there's a couple filler ones here and there, okay, fine. But that was my biggest gripe, is like you're going on adventures, these characters don't change, nothing substantial happens, and that's it. I
feel like sometimes it's forced to have everybody included in a show. You got to have the strong female role, you got to have the strong male role, you got to have this role, you got to have that role, instead of saying, look at, like, there doesn't need to be a strong male role in this episode.
Right.
At all. There doesn't need to be. Like, we can make a good show that doesn't have that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like it almost convolutes the whole thing.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah. You got to like have every character have a little moment. It's too much.
Exactly. It's like too much.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What are you thinking, Kai Guy?
I just made you guys go on a tangent. It was great.
I
just made one comment about like whatever.
I know you opened up the can.
The can of worms.
But we talked about Obi-Wan a little bit.
We didn't do like a big breakdown.
Right.
But I thought that was, we needed to
But
talk
I
about
haven't
that
even
quick.
said anything about Obi-Wan. Ready for this? Here's my thing on Obi-Wan. I think some of the parts were cool.
Yeah.
I wish that, so going to the Inquisitor's homeworld or swimming under thing, it was awesome. I wish we saw like Cal Kestis's lightsaber somewhere, something connecting Cal Kestis, because honestly, he's one of my favorite Star Wars characters.
Yeah.
That dude, one of my favorite like characters, like Second Sister. Wow.
Yeah.
Again, one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel. And then Obi-Wan,
both of those
like,
characters
honestly,
have
like the Obi-Wan and Vader fights, I could give a fuck about. Those weren't the best moments of that show.
okay.
The best moments of that show are when Vader was snapping necks walking down the street, right?
Or pulling that ship out of
when
the
he
air.
pulled the ship out of the sky and he's like, and Obi-Wan knew he was going to do it.
Yeah,
He would be able to, so they got on the other ship. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
like them finding like the underground railroad for Jedi. Like that's fucking awesome. Like we all wondered how all these Jedi got through. And then there's Easter eggs showing like the other Jedi that have survived that are still like lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Quinlan Voss, who's a big character in
Or
Clone
like-
Wars and stuff.
Or like the end of Obi-Wan where the Emperor's like, you're conflicted. And he said, Obi-Wan doesn't mean anything to me. And he's like, and the Emperor slaps his dick on the table and he's like, you're damn right. Let it go. Move on. You're done looking for this guy. And
Right.
just move on. You don't need him. He's staying in hiding. It's over. Done.
Right.
Like, and he sits and ends with him sitting back on fuck. All right, I gotta let it go.
Yeah. I mean, it's,
Until episode 4.
right. But he just he just comes upon the rebels and Obi-Wan's there, so it makes sense.
Right.
Anywho,
I
feel better. I'm all amped up. I could go on. We could have a whole episode on Star Wars content only.
well, you want to talk a little bit more Star Wars content before we move on?
Yes.
So there's been a lot of talk in our community about what's happening with Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Okay.
And honestly, like I've been trying to stay positive through all of this.
Okay.
Like trying. But it's getting harder every day. And I don't mean I'm going to put it in perspective. The developers who make Star Wars: The Old Republic are working on the game. They're doing the best they can. That is their job. It is not their life. It's their job. Just like I build cabinets for a living, but I don't do cabinets at my house all day, every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't.
It's their job.
I don't do cancer research when I get home.
Right, exactly. So, but I will say this. If you called me to do a project and I didn't, and I told you, yeah, I'm going to be there, and then I don't show up and I don't call for weeks, which turns into months, it starts to wear on you.
Yeah.
And honestly, like silence isn't helping your cause. Honesty will help your cause. We talk about Bungie. Bungie comes out with some bullshit update every week about their game.
Okay.
And it's hilarious. And granted, that game
You mean like
is
the TWAB?
yeah, the TWAB. But they're giving you an update every week. Star Trek Online does a live stream with their developers every single week. That game has a player base. Look up the Steam charts, Nick. Steam
Okay.
charts for Star Trek Online. It's like hundreds of people a day or a couple thousand players a day. My point is, hey, recipe ideas. Did you search how to make cold brew?
Yeah.
I'm going to teach you. I will teach you. Steam charts. How many? $1,000, 1,000 players a day.
Yeah.
Last 30 days. Right. But their devs are doing a live stream once a week for 1,000 people a day. Okay. So, my point here. Okay.
SWTOR has on average 7 to 8 times that per day.
In the last 30 days, SWTOR has 6,000 players a day. Okay. And we haven't heard anything. And I'm not talking shit. I'm speaking truth here. And people are frustrated. People think the game is dying. People think all these things. And honestly, I don't have those answers. But I'm telling you, when you don't say anything, it doesn't help anybody. You tell them, you say, Marcus, well, what are you doing? I'm playing the same story content that I've done 4 times because there is nothing new to do.
Yeah, and
There's nothing on the horizon to come.
Right.
We don't they released a content and you guys saw it. You saw how frustrated I was. I was frustrated with the rest of you and disappointed. But at the end of the day, your content is slow. They should be kissing. I don't want to say kissing. Let me rephrase this. They should be like doing more incentives for the community. Like give away a free armor set. Hey, everybody, sorry 7.1 hasn't showed up. Take the Valen set. Everybody in the game gets it. If you're a subscriber, you get it for free tomorrow. Boom. Like, why not do that?
Or like X amount of cartel coins to go buy one.
Well, no, I understand why. Like, it's hard to give away cartel coins, but why not just mail everybody an armor set?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Subscriber
the
bonus.
right, a subscriber bonus, like the Obi-Wan set. Yeah, it's 4,000 coins or whatever on the cartel market, but give it to every subscriber who's been loyal. They'll appreciate that because guess what? In the game, all there is to do is your class stories and Space Barbie and decorate your stronghold right now. There's nothing new for PvP. There's been no announcement of PvP. Where the new operation is coming, but who knows when? And we haven't even gotten our announcement to when 7.1 is coming. We're 7 months into the month. We're 6 months past the release of the expansion. Help me, BioWare. Help me promote your game. I'm doing my best here, but the community is speaking. And like, if you want some ideas, I'll give them to you. You're not going to like my ideas because it means you're going to be giving shit away. Like, you want people to be happy? Like, give people some free shit and talk to us.
Everybody likes free shit.
Everybody, like, and I when I say talk to us, we don't want a PTS update. We want real content. Do a live stream and say, hey, I don't know what's happened, but like, what if 5 people quit the studio and they're trying to replace people? If they came out and said that, people, like, yeah, sure, there's going to be your toxic assholes, right?
Yeah.
But like, most part, people are going to be like, guys, we've all been in a position where you lose an employee and it hurts.
Right.
Like, Kymeri, I remember I was telling me, and I'm calling you out, when the guy you worked side by side lost his job for whatever reason, he doesn't work there anymore. How hard did your job get for those few weeks until they replaced him?
It was like 2 months, but yeah, I did 2 jobs for 2 months.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm
terrible.
sure they're at same with you, same with me.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, it sucks.
Being short-staffed, the
But-
ER, whatever.
yeah,
you're
but
doing
like-
multiple people's jobs, awful.
But come on, give us something.
Right.
Make us excited.
But to your point, like when that happens, if you're super short, I would go up to all the nurses and be like, "Hey, look, I'm by myself. It's supposed to be 3 other people here, and it's just me. So I'm gonna do the best I can. I got the XYZ. You just set the communication standard, right? And then people have realistic expectations.
Yeah.
It's all about the comms.
Wow, that was my rant of the day.
All right, you ready to talk some more?
Yes.
What have you been up to this week?
Okay. So everybody, so you know, starting when I was like 16 years old, I used to,
Pick your nose and eat it.
well, I still do that at fucking 39. So actually, I don't pick it. I roll it and flick it.
Yeah, the roll is key.
The
You get
roll
the right
is key.
structure for flicking.
So I was
Kymeri's like, why did I agree to come on here?
So I got introduced. Some of my friends back in the day when I was 16, they were always older than me,
Okay.
and I used to go to a ton of rave parties. Like, when I talk about rave parties, this isn't like the big giant fucking festivals that all you young folk go to now. I'm talking about, we were in Brooklyn in a abandoned old warehouse that they would bring 3 big speakers in and 2 turntables and a mixer, and we would dance until fucking 6 a.m, right?
Yeah.
No security, like underground bullshit, like craziness. And then there were clubs in New York City called the Limelight, which was an old church that they converted into a nightclub.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was creepy as shit, but it was awesome. There was a tunnel. There was so many clubs, and I was 16 years old going to these events.
Right.
You know what I mean? So my days of this were end of the 90s into the early 2000s, right?
Okay.
So I recently started doing the TikTok, and they have these fucking videos talking about me because I'm a Gen Xer, because
Okay.
I'm right at the end of the Gen X.
Before millennial.
Yeah, before millennium. So I'm not a millennial. I always thought I was.
Yeah, me and Kymeri are.
Yeah.
millennials.
Yep. I was. So it's like 1965 to 1985 is like a Gen X.
Okay.
So I just squeak in there, right?
Okay.
But so they're showing videos of like these 90s club musics, like the back in the day club beats. And I'm like, damn, these beats were fire for me back in the day.
Yeah.
So I have been listening to all of that music for like a week,
Oh yeah.
and it's fantastic. And it's not like nostalgia, like midlife crisis stuff. It's just quality music.
Yeah.
Like, I like some of the new electronic music, but damn, that shit hits. The other thing too is there was a track that it was, and I was like, man, I fucking remember George Acosta was playing this. I was in Chicago, and
you remember the track?
no, it's in my phone. I'll give it to you after. But
Okay.
anyways, you know what year it was made? 97.
Well,
I was
too.
listening to it in a club in 99 and they're like, this is the old school. And I'm like, bro, I'm hearing this for the first time. 99, dude.
Wow.
I was like 17 years old in Chicago fucking raving. It was amazing. But anyway, so I've been like on this nostalgia trip, sorry everybody, of listening to like all this old music.
Yeah.
The other thing is about the TikTok that I have found that is fucking awesome is people make these videos and they're like, if you're a millennial, you remember this as a kid or a Gen X and you
Yeah.
watch some of the shit, like it's crazy how simple life was back then.
Dude, so simple with no internet.
But like
Like
riding your bike all day long.
Yeah, I lived in a cul-de-sac. That's all we did.
Right, just ride circles.
It was like several summers where we just like be talking and riding our bikes up and down the street, up and down the street. That's it.
all day long
Yeah,
and not want to go inside.
not even close.
You know what I mean? And now,
Yeah, or like play like kickball and like with the neighbors.
yes. That's what I'm saying. So like I've had this like crazy nostalgia, like holy cow. And like in the process, I'm like teaching my kids about that. Like tonight, my daughter started gymnastics and she got invited to the team. Let me tell you, dude, that shit is intense.
Yeah, gymnastics is no joke.
No. Like they were doing 3 stations, like, so the warm-ups, they had to sprint they did laps. They had to do like 600 laps sprinting to start. That's how they started.
Wow.
Then they were doing these 3 stations. It was push-ups, planks, and they like, I don't know, something with the arms, right?
Okay.
Every 20 seconds they were switching. They did that for 30 minutes.
The little kids did.
Little kids, Julia, like a boss.
You know what's crazy? Like the stamina little kids have.
Dude, she's
Like I'd be smoked if I did that.
dude, she's so hungry when she gets home.
Oh, I bet. She's just
But-
ravenous.
But like, so I was talking to the coach and she's like, look it, she's level 2, which, you know, like usually they don't progress the way she did and they start off in like a pre-team.
okay.
So they started her off in level 2 and she's like, look it, we need to make your child's bones so strong and muscles so strong to protect the bones because she is going to be bending in ways that are not normal.
Right.
And
Yeah.
she's like, and if she can't do that, she will shatter a bone. I'm like, all right. And just so you know, this gymnastics place, one of their men's guys is about to be on. He just won gold for the nationals. He's just been invited to the Olympic team.
Yeah.
And the coach that,
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
yeah. And then the coach that coaches him is Julia's private coach, and he'll be at the fucking Olympics.
Right.
That's
with this dude.
insane.
Like,
That's so
yeah,
cool.
dude, like, how rad is that?
That's really cool, man.
That's so
but, like,
cool.
But even if Julia doesn't do it forever, like it's about she'll be a better athlete than people that just played soccer
Oh, of course.
because she'll have so much balance and like determination and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's such a good thing. But anyway, so I'm sorry. I'm a proud dad right now.
Hell yeah, dude. You tell us all about it.
Wear it proud, brother.
I do. I
Yeah.
wear the Dad DeLorean hat proud. With
Yeah.
the BHS, Blueberry Hill. Well, anyway, so the other thing is I'm on this new kick. If I want to support my friends and wear their shit, like Kymeri's mug, the Working
Yeah.
Class Nerds mug.
Yep.
Like I just bought Marcus B Gaming shirt. Like, how fucking cool is it in the world that we are in between work and content creation that I met somebody, not that his name is Marcus, but he's Marcus B.
I know.
Like, and I talk to him all the time. It's fucking amazing. Like, I can't wait to meet that dude. Like, that picture is going to mean so much. It's going to be like the Marcus and Marcus show.
Marcus squared.
Marcus.
Marcusception.
Yeah,
Marcus B squared.
Marcus B squared, right.
I think
So
that was the
anyways,
name of the episode when he was on.
oh yeah, it was. That's what you did name it. But anyway, so I've been buying merch. So if you have sweet merch, please send me the link because I want to check it out. Because there's a new hat on the Working Class Nerds. Well, it's not new, it's semi-new. It's the latest edition. It's the pineapple hat. And like everybody should buy that just so we can do it and send it to
The proceeds to Kymeri.
Yeah.
Whatever.
yeah, get it to Kymeri. Anyways, moving on. So Destiny Let's talk about Destiny. Why does it say I'm streaming in 1 day and 23 hours? That's Saturday. That could be right.
Wait, where do I find the merch store?
I have no idea.
In the chat on a video recap.
Maybe.
We'll figure
Anyways,
it out.
yeah.
Anyways.
So what I was saying is we have Destiny's been super fun. As I'm playing the game, like I felt a little lost, and I'm sure both of you guys have been there before. You know what I mean? And oh my God, Nick's back. Nick's doing it. Nick's doing it, everybody. I'm calling every time we're sitting there. I talked to Atrax today, and I told him, I was like, I have to go to Nick's house. And he goes, why? And I was like, I feel like the show's better when we're sitting next to each other. He goes, it absolutely is, because as soon as he picks up his phone and starts going on the dating apps, you call his ass out.
Was he just on the dating app?
Yeah, he was. And he was fucking giving a thumbs down. And I was fucking dying because Atrax and I were just talking about this. Anyways, moving on.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah. So I've been a little lost in Destiny, like trying to find what, like, you know, like Free Ride and Tom and all these other streamers are help streamers. And then there's the PvP players who are like the Kymeris of the Destiny world, who play PvP. And like, I kind of find myself like I'm in the middle. Like, I don't really have that purpose. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have what's my content. And I've been really thinking about that. And honestly, what I feel like my content is just playing with people. Like, you want to do something? I'm down. I'm terrible at the game, but I'm down. If it's hard content, sure, I'll try it with you. But I feel like I'm just becoming a community streamer. You know what I mean? Like, I'll play alone and I'll do my stuff, or you can come with me and like, let's do something. You have something in mind? Let's go. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the best for me and my personality.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, though, because in my opinion, like I see that too, coming from the SWTOR side, right? Like, I'm more of the PvP entertainer guy, right? Like, that's kind of my thing. Like, I like playing with the community, just having a good time, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's people that write guides that are better than me at that, which I would like say like Zam, Rage Quitting, Biggs, like those are the three that I think of right away, and they help out with a lot of the new PvP players. Now, I can give advice too, but they're better at making concise guides for each thing, and I totally understand what you mean, Marcus, because like sometimes I think I don't have a you know, a soul thing. I'm just more of an entertainer, community guy myself.
Well, you do
So I
great
feel
at
that.
that for sure.
I feel
I do agree. And yes, what I like about your stream, Kai, is that it doesn't matter who comes in your stream. You get so excited to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
And like, this was said, and I'm going to repeat it and put it to you. All you need is somebody to find your channel, because once they do, they're instantly welcomed and they're instantly hooked to stay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's humbling because I don't ever feel off saying, hey, go check out Kymeri, because I know that when they come in and they say, hey man, how's it going? Or hi, or hello there. You know what I mean? You're instantly going to respond, and your community is going to be so excited that somebody new is there. They're going to be welcoming. And it's like, wow, I want to be here.
Yep.
And that's something I try to strive for as well, because I am a community first streamer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a content first streamer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where you, Nick, I feel like you're a content first streamer.
Oh, definitely.
Because you get immersed in, like, when sometimes you won't talk to us for 5 minutes because you're so laser focused in the story. And then as soon as the story's over, you like slap the fucking microphone and like, did you motherfuckers see that? And it's like,
yeah, I'll break it down.
I'm
Like,
like,
that was crazy.
Exactly. And that's what's so awesome about Twitch and content creators.
Those witches were eating children.
So
That was actually
I'm having a lot of fun doing that and finding my path in Destiny.
Yeah.
And yeah. Anyways, if you guys are on TikTok, please follow me. I'm making a video every day, and it's ridiculous and it's fun. And it's just a new piece of me. The videos, I'm still doing the YouTube videos, and we kind of switch watch for it. But if
Switch
you're
swatching?
Yeah, switch watching, like the shorts and all this stuff. I'm having a lot of fun making content right now.
Yeah.
And
I got to pump up my TikTok game.
dude.
I was doing a lot of like fun medical quizzes and stuff.
But like, yeah, and like the other thing too is,
I can't get sucked into TikTok. My For You page is crazy.
I just feel like there's so much untapped market to help grow this nerds community because the community is so awesome. I want more people to come hang out with us.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even care if they watch the stream. Join the Discord.
Yeah, that's, that's
You know what I mean?
Point. I get a lot of enjoyment out of like people being in the Discord and hanging out and like just having that community makes a big, I don't know. I care way more about that than I do my stream for sure.
Yeah.
But I also clearly don't take my stream super duper serious. It's like,
but the
you know what I
community. Kymeri, what's your favorite channel in your Discord? If you had to pick one.
Probably the memes channel, but I mean, just probably the memes channel.
that was great to watch. Sometimes I really wish we did video, but it would take way too long to upload. But to see like the hamster spinning in Kymeri's head, going,
yeah, I had to think about it. Yeah.
Ding! Clearly,
Nick,
the
what's
memes.
your favorite in our Discord?
I mean, it's hard to not say the database. The database is great.
I knew
But
it.
also, I really like Quinn's Fashionista channel with all the like Space Barbie stuff, like with the different games, like the cool outfits and stuff.
So
The food channel is, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff.
my favorite is the Food Network.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a ton of activity, but anytime somebody posts what food they're eating, I get so excited because like it makes them real to me.
Yeah.
Like the database is you're just posting a dad joke, right? Yeah. And I love that channel. I do love that channel. But like the Food Network says, when Quinn posted his breakfast for dinner, I was like, man, I want that.
I haven't done breakfast for dinner in a very long
Dude,
time.
I do that once a week with the kids. It's amazing.
I used to when I lived, when I was younger, we did it. Yeah, probably once a week we had breakfast for dinner.
But anyway, yeah, so there's that.
I should do that. Just make like a really good omelet or something.
I just saw Nick's like brain spinning. He's like, I'm gonna go buy eggs, everything right now.
Yeah.
After the podcast,
we got onions, peppers, bacon. Well, I have bacon already, but I'm doing it all.
The other thing is I'm in the market. So I've had this office chair for 2 years now. I'm in the market for a new chair. I don't buy the gaming chairs. I don't find them super duper comfortable.
Yeah,
for me. So if anybody has a suggestion for an office chair, please link it in the Discord.
Yeah, I feel like this one it's like 75% what I want. Like the back structure is really good. Like it's got good lumbar support and stuff. The arms I'm not super happy with. I wish they went up and down and were cushioned. And then like the butt cushion is like good, not great.
Right.
For me.
Okay.
That's my chair breakdown.
Thank you, everybody. Attention. Incoming transmission.
Okay.
This is huge, monumental news.
Okay.
Monumental announcement. You're hearing it here first. You will find it tomorrow in the Discord.
Okay.
Because I probably do it while we're editing. We are officially hosting our first Working Class Nerds fashion contest.
Okay.
It is time. Welcome to the first official Working Class Nerds fashion contest. Do you play Star Wars The Old Republic?
Okay.
Or maybe Destiny 2? Do you have a creative outfit or armor set in them? Of course you do. We'd love to see what creative fashion the nerds community has to offer. Over the course of the next month, you can submit a screenshot of your character to the contest.
Okay.
Entries will be judged by 3 judges for each category. Each judge will not play that game. So if you submit a Star Wars The Old Republic
game
screenshot,
yeah,
it will not be judged by somebody who plays SWTOR.
Right.
If you submit a Destiny one, it will be somebody that does not play Destiny.
Yeah.
It's so that like, because in SWTOR, somebody posts a picture of like the Night Sisters outfit, they're automatically winning to me.
Yeah, because like you play the game and you know.
And because Ventress, right?
Yeah, and you have like Or like if somebody posts like a really hard armor to get that's super rare, like someone who plays the game is going to know, oh, this is rare, therefore I like it more.
Right.
Versus like it's supposed to be fashion.
Right. So you're
Yeah.
going to be able to submit a screenshot, and it's only one entry per person. It'll be under the Quinn's Fashionista channel. It'll be contest. It'll say Destiny, contest Destiny and contest SWTOR. One entry per person. And then on July 31st, that following week on the Working Class Nerds podcast, we will announce the winners. The rules are straightforward. 1, be creative. 2, 1 submission per game. And you can submit 1 for each game.
Yep.
And entries must be submitted no later than July 31st. You got it?
Roger that.
You guys want to know what the prizes are?
Yeah.
All right. So first place prize for each game will be a $25 gift card to Amazon plus a Working Class Nerds mug.
Nice.
Second place will be a Working Class Nerds mug shipped to your house, and this is for both games.
Okay.
So 1 each. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In third place, you will be recognized in the video as a third place winner, and we'll throw you a party in the Discord. You're not actually winning anything except you got third place.
Okay.
So, as Nick would say, or Kymeri said it earlier, if you're not first, you're last.
Although second place does get a mug. That's not bad.
Yeah, second place does get a mug. Maybe we will. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's change it. Third place gets a sticker. I think that's awesome.
I think so too.
Right? Shipped to your house from Streamlabs. Boom, done. Merch store. I think that's fair. Don't you, Kai?
Yeah.
Everybody for top 3.
Kymeri's like, yeah, give away stuff that I don't have to pay for. I don't care.
Right.
Exactly. I do that already.
The Amazon gift card is subject to changing, and like if there's some like it might turn into cartel coins for SWTOR and like something like maybe the next season pass for Destiny or something like that.
Yeah.
That may change. So subject to change, but it will be still a $25 value of something.
Yeah. Perfect. That sounds awesome.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I didn't even know you were going to say that, and I still said Quinn's Fashionista channel.
Yeah. Quinn and I have been working on this for about a week and a half. And granted, Quinn's been all over me on this, and I've been so busy that I've kind of slacked, but Quinn has been quintessential.
Oh my God. The quintessential.
Quintessential for the whole thing. I'm super excited. He's
That
super
was the
excited.
double.
Nick's super excited. We've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah.
And everybody, so you know, if you pick me as the winner for the Destiny or SWTOR, extra prizes.
Oh my God. Extra prizes for everybody.
Every extra prizes. No, I'm going to enter, but I can't win. Yeah, like obviously I can't.
I'll probably submit a Witcher entry. I know. I'm just going to put the picture up.
Okay. Nick will be in a banana hammock. I got it. So anyways, in AIE news, Tuesday nights, there's 2 mandatory fun nights that happen on Tuesday nights.
Okay.
Both of them start at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
One is Star Wars The Old Republic. One is Destiny 2.
Okay.
We both do our clan and guild night. We do fun stuff every Tuesday night. Both of them are popping. We're having fun. In Destiny, I can tell you that it's pretty much the pinnacle runs. We're doing our weekly pinnacles for the normal stuff to try to get your gear level up. In SWTOR, they're changing that shit up every week. In Destiny, because it's really a 3 to 6 person game, we're really limited to the content that we can do. So it's pretty much a pinnacle run. But that's every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern.
And if all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org, get our Discord information in the top right-hand corner of the website, it's the big purple button, and ask for a guild invite, whether or not you play Star Wars The Old Republic, Destiny 2, Pokemon, The Witcher 3, Guild Wars 2, World of Warcraft Classic, Elder Scrolls Online. Liverpool's the best soccer team in the world. We would love to have you. I just saw my flag.
I know we've been recording for an hour and 12 minutes, so I know Nick has to pee.
Yes, I definitely do. So we'll be right back.
Jeez, Nick, hurry up. We're trying to finish this podcast.
And we're back. So today we are talking about Pokemon, specifically PokeMondays with Kymeri, which is the Mix-Up Monday flavor that Kymeri has been running for quite a long time now, right?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Well, he's been doing a mix-up Monday for a long time. Like it's been around his channel for like 2 years.
Yeah.
He stopped a little bit during his partner push, but like I'm speaking for him. But like that's always been a part of his channel.
All right.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, and it was something that I was like, oh, this is a great idea to implement other games. But yes, as Mark has alluded to, being in that partner push, I was like, all right, I'm just doubling down on SWTOR. We're just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
And because I knew like that's where my community started and everything, and I knew that'd be the best opportunity to do so, and we just went with it, and we did it. So that's awesome too.
Hell yeah.
And now it opens up more opportunities for myself. Last time I was on the stream, I wasn't partnered with Huel. I'm also partnered with Huel, which is awesome. That's super cool to me.
Wait,
I
talk
love
about that.
Huel
Yes.
is a plant-based meal. It's like a protein shake. They don't like to be called that, but it's like a protein shake basically, and it's really good. They have a whole bunch of flavors. I love it personally. I have it with milk. I've been using like oat milk, and it's amazing with it. It's like I get like the creamy stuff. It's amazing, dude. Like get that, but I have the banana and cookies and cream flavor currently, and it's great stuff, and it's just a complete meal. We're gamers. We're like to be lazy sometimes. And you know what? If I don't have to cook sometimes, and I can just have my shaker and just start shaking my drink, and there it is. There's my meal. So it's great, man. I'm so happy, and it was an opportunity I got because of partner.
Hell yeah.
So I did order some Huel, and I shipped it to you. It's the pineapple flavored one.
No, you didn't. Good try though. Good try though.
Do you see the wheels spinning up there?
Dude, I wish we had the camera going because everybody was so excited that I bought some. And then as soon as he heard pineapple, he just fucking shut me.
I was done. I was done. Yeah.
I feel like Kymeri, the first thing you did was just Control F pineapple in the show notes. It's like, all right, where
How
are they
many
going to be
times?
trolling me?
How many times?
Yeah, you know, it's
awesome. All right, so obviously, in order to play Pokemon on stream, you have a big Pokemon background. So I want to get into that. First question, what was your first Pokemon game that you ever played way back when?
Red, or actually it's Pokemon Blue, but the Red and Blue Pokemon games on the regular Game Boy. My mom had an original Game Boy.
Yeah,
Mama Mary, by the way, shout out to Mama Mary. She's amazing. You guys know her. She comes into all my friends' streams and hangs out. It's awesome. She's the best. She really had it. She had a Game Boy, and I was like, oh, this is like the new game. Like Pokemon had just started coming out in the late 90s, and I was like, oh, this looks awesome, and I got immediately hooked onto it, and it was like one of those things that it just never stopped for me.
Hell yeah.
Realistically.
I think the first game for me was Pokemon Yellow on same thing, the original Game Boy, and it was black and white back then. Or well, it was like shades of green or whatever it was, but yes.
Yeah.
So
before the color was was gold and silver. They came out of the Game Boy Color.
Did you have which did you have for gold and silver? Like which color did you play first? That generation.
Gold, I think. Pokemon Gold, I think. Yeah.
I think most people played gold. I was a weird kid who
I
had
don't know.
silver.
A lot of people love Lugia though. Lugia is like really like I don't know. Both of them are really great legends, but
I had the I said this before, I think on here, but I have actually it's right behind me. Hold on.
Oh my gosh. Let me say it.
I have the Pokemon Silver edition of Pokemon of the Game Boy.
The Game Boy Color. Oh, that's so cool with the Pikachu's. That actually sells for quite a lot. That is a collector's item. That is beautiful. That is so cool. I had the neon green one.
Oh, actually, my Pokemon Yellow copy is still in
here.
Is
in there. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I have all mine too.
Well, you can't see it with the light.
Is your initial scratched in? That's what we did.
It's a permanent marker that my mom put on there because I took it to school at some point. She's like, I don't want the other kids stealing it.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. We would like scratch it with like a screwdriver or something and write my initials and her name, and because that was big. Like when we were growing up, Nick. Like that was like the big thing.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Straight up, like
I had like a little mini satchel that like I could put this in with the other game.
I never had that, but that's
I put
cool.
my Pokemon cards, my Game Boy Color.
Oh my
the only thing I really am pissed about is like very soon after getting this, I broke the battery cartridge back.
The backing.
So I don't have the original battery back. I have a purple see-through one, but
gotcha.
But otherwise, the Game Boy Color's in full working order. So I know you ended up getting very into Pokemon and battling and stuff. So how did that start? Like, what was the first time that you started like battling against another person with like a link cable? I'd imagine that's where you start, right? You just dive into tournaments.
Maybe back when I was younger, we did like fun battles on the playground and stuff like
That's what I
that.
mean. Yeah.
But like, if you want my serious answer of like when I actually started taking it super, like, okay, like this is cool.
Yeah.
I was
How'd
in
you get into
college.
that?
I was in college. I was at a community college, and I had a group of friends that like I hung out with sometimes, but I didn't like always hang out with them. Somebody made a Facebook post and was like, "Hey, we're going to be battling down here in this area at the school. Like, if you guys want to come watch." And that was around 2010. So
Okay,
that
wow.
was like Heart Gold, Soul Silver. So the remakes came out on the DS.
Right.
So I had been playing. I had been playing for about. I had a little break between like high school and stuff. Like I did play, but not as much. And then once that
Yeah.
happened, I was like playing like probably for like 6 months to 9 months before then. I was just playing through the games. Like, oh my god, these are amazing, because I hadn't played Pokemon Platinum. I hadn't played all of like I was catching up. So
Yeah.
I saw them battling and I was like super into it. I was like, oh, this is really cool. Let me like watch. And then I don't know. I went home that day and I was like, I'm gonna get into it. And I started looking around. Like I was like, all right, because the internet's obviously a little bit evolved at this point. So you're like, all right, let's look around and see what we can do. And
For
it was
guides.
really cool. Yeah, it was a really cool experience. And actually, one of those is my best friend's. He's amazing. And I actually went to my first tournament with him, IRL. I can tell that story after or now. It's up to you.
Yeah,
If you want to.
Let's hear about it, because that was my next question. What was your first tournament like? Walk me through like the prep and stuff.
Okay, so the first tournament I ever went to, I always tell people, I'm like, guys, I started competing in 2012, but realistically, I went to my first tournament in June of 2011.
Okay.
I wasn't really taking it super seriously. Like, I mean, I had watched a lot of YouTube battles, because what a lot of people would do is they'd have TVs up at the regional level, which is like kind of like that was the entry level back then. Now it's completely changed because we have locals for video game now. We have and that stuff, so it's changed a lot. But regionals used to be the entry level tournament to play in. They would have TVs and people would record the matches on the TVs, like with cameras, and that's how we would watch the content back then, because streaming wasn't really a big thing yet at that point.
Right.
Anyway, so I would watch a lot of the matches from the tournaments before it, because they were doing one every weekend at different areas. And I was like, okay, like this is cool. So I started watching the ones from the West Coast that were like the week before, and started like thinking about, oh, what would be a cool team and whatever. I signed up for Smogon, which was really big into the VGC scene back then. They helped out a lot. I met some players online.
The VGCC?
VGC, yeah. So that's what the tournaments are called. The ones I play in stands for Video Game Championships.
Got it.
So I had started meeting people. I had like a little teacher. His name is Bainey. I would never be where I am without his initial like help, because like it was very, very grateful for me. Like I remember his name, and I haven't spoken to that guy in probably 10 years. Because we don't have an interaction. There's no way to, unless somehow whatever. But so we went to my friend group that had that battle at the school was like, hey, there's a tournament in New Jersey. And I was like, okay, like let's find out what it is. And back then we were battling single battle, right? Singles was like what we were doing in the lobby and stuff. Well, the official format that Pokemon puts together is doubles. So you bring you bring 6 Pokemon, right? You have 6 Pokemon in your party, but you bring 4 to each battle, and you lead with 2, obviously. And it creates some crazy strategies, and it's awesome. I was just
gonna say that's a lot, makes your strategy a lot more complicated.
It is, because useless moves in like singles, like Helping Hand or like other moves like that, don't work because there's no partner there to help you. Right. And in doubles, those moves are viable and very, very good. So I had started getting really well versed into like the terms and being on the forums and playing on the simulators and trying to figure out, okay, what am I gonna do? And it was a blast to like put my first team together. Back then it was a complete the circuit was kind of terrible. So the regional events were best of one, and it was not Swiss rounds. So it was best of one single elim. When I first went to my first tournament, it was best of one single elim. It was brutal. My first tournament, I think 1 win away from getting into the finalist lounge which I think was like top 32, I think, or maybe top 64. I can't remember. I have a whole war story I wrote about it once. And I think
Okay.
for me personally, I was like, oh man, that's great. I lost to someone that was pretty good. And I was like, oh, okay, like that's cool. My first tournament, me and my friend, we lost in the same round. So it was cool.
Yeah.
Not one of us was like standing around or anything. My Mama Mary drove us. Because I was like 19. I was like, oh my God, I'm driving through the city. Like, what the heck? Like, someone
Yeah,
help me, please. Like
The
I'm not
GW
driving.
bridge is no joke. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a really, really cool experience, and I got to meet a lot of people I had started to interact with online. My friend Cybertron, who's an amazing content creator now for Pokemon stuff. Like a lot of people, like just from that little event, it just really took off for me, and I immediately got hooked after that tournament experience, and it was incredible. I will say though, I was probably the most nervous I ever was in my life. I remember holding the stylus on my 3DS and I was like shaking. I was like, like, cause I never had been IRL like that in for a tournament. I was like, what? I never I never had that feeling. So it was definitely something you had to adjust to. And sometimes I get pre-tournament nerves still, but not like that bad where I'm like freaking out because it was like my first ever tournament, but it was cool. They had a lot of little side events and stuff like that, and it was a really cool experience for me.
Right. Marcus is making his hand shake like he's playing paintball.
Yeah, like that first point. It's the same thing when you're playing a tournament and it's that first point and you're like, adrenaline's going and you're just twitching a little and you're trying to fill your popper and you're shaking and the balls are falling everywhere. Yeah.
That happened to me in Philly. Not like I was spilling paintballs everywhere, but like the first point, it's weird. So first of all, like everything feels different. Like I don't know about you, but like my mental state is different. Like out a tournament, it's a different area. I'm not comfortable. This is not where I practice, you know? So it's like it's on grass instead of turf. All the bunkers are brand new and perfect, sparkling. You know what I mean? It's like the point starts and I'm like, and we're doing great. I think we killed 2 people off the break. So it's 5 versus 3. And I'm just like, everything's too easy. You don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to move. Like every little action you do is like way more stakes, you know? So like, I can totally get what you're saying. Like every move you're like, do I need to attack again? Should I do a different move? Should I do this?
Right.
You're like thinking all this stuff through. It's like, oh no, I know how to play. I know how to play. I know how to play.
Right. And I was a relatively new player at the time too. So like I didn't know a lot of like some of those players have been playing for a bit and all that good stuff. So yeah, I really kudos to the Pokemon Company for changing the tournament structure to be Swiss rounds. That's been one of their best changes they've ever made. So
what are Swiss rounds?
So Swiss rounds means like depending on the players, how many players enter a tournament, you have X amount of rounds, right? So
okay.
So for an example that I can use right off the top of my head, I played in an online tournament last weekend.
Okay.
That had 373 players. And it was 9 rounds of Swiss. So I played 9 rounds of best of 3 games. So you had to win the best of 3 to like move on, like not move on, but like to get the win for the round. And then you played someone with a similar record as you. That was one of the better changes they made. And for a long time, they didn't have that. They had the Swiss rounds, but it was best of 1. One of my best tournament runs was best of 1 Swiss, but then Top Cut, which was the top 8 of the tournament, was best of 3. And then now they've started to just make it all best of 3, which is better in the long run because Pokemon can be sometimes have a luck factor into it. There's moves can miss. You can get paralyzed. You can get frozen. You can get whatever. It happens. Like things have crits. Like you can it happens. So.
Right. It's good that I like the best of 3. You know what I mean? I don't like just the one and done because what if your what if your game has a glitch? You know what I mean? For a point. You know what I mean? Or a move.
Yeah.
And that one your system glitches a little bit and next thing you know, you're
like
you lose.
Just unlucky
because
mistake.
it's one and done. Right. Like so
that original tournament.
So, yeah, so you basically, so you just were in a tournament, 386 people or whatever you said, and it was 9 rounds, best of 3 for those 9 rounds. How long did that take to do 9 rounds?
Best of 3.
Best of 3.
Well, online, I think online sometimes they give you the same amount of time in between games, like in a real life tournament, and then what they set up because they want to mirror how much an experience can be IRL. Totally different though, by the way. You're sitting in front of your computer. You're not interacting with people your friends, unless you are in Discord, which you could be. But I was mostly trying to focus because I had.
Are you playing on? What are you playing on?
My Switch, my Nintendo Switch.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're on the games that came out in 2019 still, Sword and Shield, because they are probably the best games to do this on still,
Yeah,
until the
yeah.
new games come out in November. But yeah, and it takes a while, man. Like, so check-in was 8:15, and the first round started at 9:15
PM or AM?
a.m. for
Okay.
me. That's a normal schedule for like a tournament. They start at like 9 a.m. and that's fine. This one was pretty long in my opinion. I only played 8 rounds because like I played 8 rounds because you had to be X and 2, so you had to have only 2 losses to make the day 2 on Sunday.
Okay.
So I got my 3rd loss and I was like, I'm gonna play one more round, whatever. My opponent didn't show up for the last round, so I got the win, and then I had to drop out of the tournament because I had a stream to go to. I was like, I'm gonna go stream, like,
Right.
you know, I'm not gonna like. I wanted to play that last round just to play, get some more experience going and stuff. Played a lot of good players. Like I said, I said this on stream, but I lost the person that won the tournament in the 2nd round, and it was a really fun set to play with them, and it was cool.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it does take a long time. So I dropped the 8th round it was around like 5:30. So
Damn.
that's a long time. It's a long day, but that's why a lot of the big tournaments nowadays do like Top Cut on Sundays, because it gives you guys a chance to like rest and stuff. And when it's a total like mental thing.
So what was your record in that tournament last week?
5-3.
That's
Oh.
good.
So you're
Yeah,
So
I
you
played-
were in the you would have been in the Sunday club?
no.
No, I had 2 losses. So I lost to the player that won the entire event.
Yeah.
Then I played 2 rounds in a row. I played the same, like this European team that's been going around a little bit. And one of them was piloted by someone who is 2nd in overall points in EU for like the actual tournaments right now, and is going to Worlds in August. And it was a really good experience, like, you know, play against these players and try to like, you know, because I haven't played or went to a tournament in over 2 years because of COVID. And
Right.
that's the main reason why no one really knew about it, was because I was kind of taking a small hiatus or taking a break and not really looking at Pokemon stuff. I mean, sure, Rooney and I, you know, love Pokemon anyway. So we were like, I was playing like the TCG for fun and stuff like that in the last year, but nothing tournament because there was nothing really available. There was online tournaments, and I've always been really hesitant on entering those. I never considered myself good enough to like enter an online tournament because I felt like my focus is not the same as if I go to a regional or an IRL tournament where I'm sitting there in front of the player, getting ready. I'm in the zone. Like, it's totally different. Like,
Yeah.
that Kymeri is totally different because that's not even my name in the Pokemon community. But like, I literally just like, I'm like locked in. Like, there is nothing that can shake me on that. And it's quite crazy. But at home, it's harder for me to get distracted, or easier for me to get distracted.
Will you be Kymeri when you go into the next tournament series, like moving forward in Pokemon, or are you going to change your name?
I'm not gonna. I think I'm gonna just keep both of what I've had because they both mean something to me. Both of my, I would say, personas like mean something to me. Like the Great is like my name that I've had since I was like 19 years old, and like I built my name and my name up with that and friends I've made. So I feel like it'd be weird to like kind of shift everything over. Now, I mean, I could play on my name and have 2 like them combined or whatever, but I don't think it's that big of a deal because at the end of the day, I'm still the same person. It's me. I'm the same guy. It's like just, you know, and when I explained it to everybody there, it was kind of nice to get some, you know, warm welcome on that and be like, oh, that's so awesome that you're streaming and doing cool stuff. And it was awesome.
So I do understand what you're saying, but I just feel like if you're at a tournament and your name's the Great, right? Is that what your name is?
Yeah.
Okay. But then like people are going to be searching for you as the Great on Twitch when you're the Kymeri.
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, though, I'm not really like focused on that, like, because I would tweet about it anyway and be like, hey, guys, this is like, I wouldn't really focus on that because a lot of the time, even at tournaments, they use your first and last name. So like let's say I go to a regional next year and I'm on the stream, right? And I'm telling everybody, hey, I'm here, I'm on the stream. That name doesn't change, right? Like my name is my name. So like they usually use it's just an online alias. It's not like that's my name in like the standings. It's my real name, which that's why I was more comfortable opening up and telling people my name is Tom. Like, hi guys, I'm Tom. So like, because I have already opened up that can of worms with the Pokemon community, already knowing because every tournament's like that. So
hey,
like,
he's Nick and I'm Marcus.
And I'm Tom. Hi.
We are working class. Anyways, so you know what's interesting though? Like I know some gaming tournaments they do that, or a lot of like esports they'll use people's usernames, and they'll like I know like fighting tournaments they use people's usernames too.
Well, that I think that's a lot of privacy too. They don't want that, like, they don't want anybody getting like hurt.
Doxed or whatever.
But
yeah.
my question, and I'm circling back to this last tournament on Saturday or Sunday, whenever.
Saturday.
What's the first place prize look like if you win that tournament on like an online 386 person tournament?
It depends. Like it depends on the tournament, right? Like so, for example,
was this one?
I actually don't remember what the prizing was. Let me see. Oh, it was like, oh yeah, I remember. So it was like a smaller one. Like sometimes when they're hosted by the official events, they're worth a little bit more. Maybe you have points toward the circuit, or
Sure.
you like prizing and champion trophies and stuff. This one was run by a grassroots, which is considered like, hey, like they're just like an organization that runs a tournament, which is cool, great. That's what we need to keep going, especially during the COVID era.
Right.
It built up so much, and I'm very proud of the community being that way. Growing very much. I wasn't a part of it at all because I stepped away for my stream reasons and me wanting to take a step back a little bit and kind of find myself. I felt like it was a great opportunity for me. But like this one was, I think first place was like $200, and it was free entry. So and then it was distributed otherwise throughout the top cut. So
cool. It's amazing.
So if you make the top cut, you get a little bit of cashola. Yep. Sweet. So what was mind if I ask what your team was?
Yeah, I was actually running I don't know. I don't think James is gonna watch this, but I was running the NAIC, which stands for the North American International Championships. That is a internationals that's hosted here in NA. It was in Columbus, Ohio, like the weekend before. And the person that won the event, James Evans, I used his six Pokemon. I basically kind of like watched what he was doing, and I kind of learned all about the team, and I thought it looked really fun to me to use. And I kind of just ran that because I've never been one to be like the best team builder. I always have people like throwing ideas off with me, and then we kind of like build together. I've never been a great solo builder. But I was like, you know what? I'm not really competing for anything hardcore right now. I'm just trying to get practice in for when the events are back, which they are. And me playing after the World Championships in August. I wanted to use something that looked pretty fun to use, and James just won. And I was like, hey man, is it all right if I use your 6? I don't have your exact, EV spreads, but I'll wing it, whatever. I'll wing it, whatever. I have the items. I'm pretty sure I knew kind of some of the stuff, the moves, obviously.
Yeah,
I knew what he was running, and it looked like a fun team to use, and I used it, and I've been having a blast, even playing like on ladder on the Switch or with other people. It's a fun team to use, so I've been really enjoying that. But the 6 was so there is a legendary format currently, so you can have 2 legendary Pokemon. So I was running Groudon. So Groudon was one of my legendaries, and then one of the newer legendaries in Sword and Shield, Calyrex Shadow Rider. A beautiful Pokemon, love it. It's one of my favorites in this generation. It looks so cool. Gastrodon, Incineroar, Venusaur, and Thundurus, which was my 6. So it was a really well-rounded team, and it was really fun to play. So
Groudon is. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you're good.
I was just asking about him. Groudon's he was the legendary from, or that Pokemon was legendary from Ruby, right?
Yes.
And then that's ground and fire type.
He's just ground.
Just ground. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
in Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, they did remakes of Ruby and Sapphire on the 3DS. Yeah. They had an item that they would hold called the red orb, and Kyogre would get the blue orb. Kyogre never changed its type. It was always water, but Groudon got a dual typing. Groudon got ground fire back then.
Oh,
now he's the ground type because the orbs don't exist, or they're not used, at least. I don't know what them. I don't even think they're in the game. I can't tell. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, and then obviously the thunder type. I don't know the last one you said.
Thunderous, Venusaur.
Grass and ground, I think.
Grass and poison.
Grass and poison. I was going to say poison, and then
Gastrodon is ground water. It helps beat Kyogre by soaking up water moves because it has an ability. It's very complicated. I will tell you right now, competitive Pokemon is very, very complicated. When I try to explain this to Rooney, like we'll watch like events and like I'll show her like my friends like playing, and like I will be explaining like turn by turn like what is going on, like where the players are like thinking and probably and talking about like you know, the choices they make. Like, oh my God, that's a cool tech move for a certain team or a certain Pokemon. Like they could have a cool move to help beat a certain team, right? So
Right.
it's pretty cool.
Okay, before we keep deep diving, I think Marcus has a question for you.
No, I'm deep diving here because I have no idea what the fucking EV is.
Oh, that's the next question. That was part 2 of the deep dive.
Yeah.
But
All right, yeah, but like I have no idea what an EV is. Second thing is any tournament, dude, like you're ultra focused, whether you're playing paintball or you're in a Call of Duty tournament or
Yu-Gi-Oh.
anything like Beyblades, maybe?
Beyblades! Oh my God!
I was in a Beyblade tournament once, no joke. When I
Yeah,
was a
but
kid.
like Magic the Gathering, anything like that.
Let it rip.
Yeah, dude, it's
Sorry.
gonna be super focused. And like there is a lot going on. Look at the League of Legends tournaments. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's always gonna take that concentration to do it. I can't tell you how many times like people don't understand like what goes into something like that until
you're in.
they try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you haven't done it in a while and you're getting back into the tournament scene, you need to do every tournament possible you can so that you can get into the experience so you don't get shit on when you go to the regional events. Because that tournament you did online, yeah, the competition was good and like one of the players that won is like going to the worlds and all that stuff. But like at the end of the day, all of the players that are doing regionals are going to be the quality and caliber of that player there.
Right. Yeah,
Give or
pretty
take.
much.
I give or take. I think so. So yeah, that's very true. And it's I think for me, it's the experience playing against those players because I haven't played at that kind of level in 2 years, right? Like I could go online on the ladder and sure I can get some good games here because I'm when I did my ranking up to Master Ball tier, I got to 54, I think. So that's like
Right.
54th place. Like that's pretty damn good right now. That's top 100 in the world. Like at the time
Damn.
when I was doing that. So like I was grinding quite a bit. And you can get some really amazing games in there with some great players, but and the only problem with the ladder is best of 1, right? All the tournaments are best of 3. I'm a better best of 3 player than I am a best of 1 player now. I've learned to adapt myself to be better at adjusting to my opponent or figuring out the strategy faster or what I need to do to win every time. And I think that's a more valuable skill than best of 1 cheesing your way through the ladder, you know, like freaking Chansey Shuckle with minimize and just random cheese stuff like that. It's viable, but it's very cheesy.
Yeah. That's a good point. With the best of 3, you have to like you can kind of go through and like overpower somebody, I'm imagining anyways, in like a best of 1.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
There's some crazy things happen.
If you just lead bad, you lose. Like if your leads are just awful against your opponent's leads, you're just like in trouble. You're like, well, I have to backtrack. I have to figure out how to swing the momentum in my favor, or I'm gonna lose. Like,
now I'm down to Pokemon like immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or 2.
It's very, very, very like that, and especially a format like this with legendaries allowed. It's very volatile in that aspect because they're very, very powerful.
As I say, they're heavy hitters. So I can imagine like you have a game go particularly bad, like, and then you can adjust. Or on the flip side, what worked for you and you steamroll somebody the first match is not going to work the second match. You know,
sometimes it's better to play it safe because if you don't think they have the answer, then it depends.
But if they're watching your thing and you're playing with a fire Pokemon and a lightning Pokemon, and they come out with the water, you could be fucked.
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you know what I mean. They put out your.
If they bring a Pokemon to counter yours, right? Like that's kind of like it's the matchup. It's like bringing the certain Pokemon to help defeat other Pokemon, right? That's the big thing. It's like kind of like a chessboard, right? That's why we call it board state. When we're playing in the game, we're like, oh, I had a crappy board state. Like I have to make it better because like I'm in a disadvantaged position to like win the game. Now I will tell you guys straight up, I lost almost all of my game 1s in this tournament.
Really?
All of them, almost all of them. And I have them all recorded, lost almost every single one. But then that makes the X3 record even more impressive to me, someone that hasn't played in a while, because I was able to, 1, adapt to the strategy. And then game 3, I was able to actually either predict what they were going to do to counter me or just play it safe and be like, they can't stop it. and basically I ended up winning like 5 rounds because 4 rounds, but free win, whatever. It happens.
Yeah,
Sometimes at a regionals, people don't show up. Sometimes they leave or whatever. People instead of dropping
you had
out,
to eat dinner. Like it happens.
something.
It was a free tournament. It's not like somebody paid $200 to enter.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean? A free tournament, like that other player could have been just doing what you were doing, like just getting practice. You know what I'm saying? And it's a free tournament, and they're like, "Look I'm 0-5. I'm not going to do." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But either way, what is EV?
Yeah. So this
Wait,
is
do you want to do that, or do you want to?
I'm in it now. Like
Okay.
I'm
okay.
Like I could care less
Can
about
you
that.
back up a little bit and explain? Like, there's EVs and IVs too.
Yes,
right?
there is. So okay. So when a Pokemon is generated in the game, it gets these values called individual values, IVs.
Yep.
So in the main series Pokemon game, sometimes if you play like a knockoff, like ROM hack, they'll like mess with stuff, whatever. But in the main series game, there's 6 stats on a Pokemon. So you ready? HP, health points.
Yep.
Attack, physical attack. That's physical. So physical attacks, they're separated by special and physical.
Yeah.
And defense. So those 3 together, that's HP, attack, and defense. That's your physical side of the spectrum of that. Then you have the special attack and special defense, which is the special side.
Like magically moves, essentially.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
more like kind
laser
of
beams or
yeah.
flames or
and
something.
then you have
or
speed,
water,
right?
yeah.
Speed is how fast your Pokemon's gonna go, right?
Right.
So each of those stats for the individual values can go from range from 0 to 31, 31 being the max.
Yep.
And it's pretty easy nowadays. Back when I first started, it was not as easy to get competitive Pokemon, but now they made it a breeze to get 31 IVs in the perfect spots. Because every Pokemon, you don't need to get one with all 6 31s. Because let's say one of my favorite Pokemon, Arcanine, is mostly a physical attacker. You can use it special, you can use it bulky, but if you're going for a physical Arcanine, you don't need the special attack. You don't care about the IV. You don't care about that because you're not using those stats, but the other 5 are very important. We call those 5x31 IVs, and that makes it it's very confusing. It's very hard. I could make a whole thing about this, but that's the IV. So that's how they're born with. They're born with those stats, and those are permanent. You can in the new games, you can give them items to like hyper train them, and give them 31 stats. So if like, let's say you catch a cool legendary, it has horrible stats. They've made it so easy that you can give the Pokemon what are called bottle caps and give them 31 IVs called hyper trained, and then it's crazy. They've done it. Made it so easy. It's insane.
Well, it's because they want to grow.
Exactly.
They want to keep it growing. They don't want people to feel like, oh my God, this guy's been playing Pokemon since fucking 2008. And I'm a brand new guy, to not be able to get involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I respect that a lot, because the skill isn't your EV or IV. The skill is how you play the match against your opponent.
Yep, I agree. I 100% agree. The EVs now going into that part of it is
quick question. IVs are all the ones that you can see, right?
You kind of can. There's so in the new games, there's like an IV checker, like Raider, and it says if in the slot it says best, that means you got the 31. You can see them. So then
you can't see the special attack, defense, speed. Those are values you can pull up and look at, right?
Yeah, you can check them by stat. Like, so that's where we're going to effort values. So effort values are a way to train up your Pokemon to be a little more powerful in a few stats, or 2 or 3 stats. Like the max of those is 510. That sounds like a lot, but a stat is maxed at 252. They've capped it. It used to be 255, but they were like, that extra 3 does nothing. So they've made a smart change by capping it to 252. So let's say, like, I'm going to use Arcanine as my example. Let's say I'm going for the one I'm breeding for Shiny right now on stream. It's a jolly natured Arcanine. That means it's fast speed, lower special attack, because it's useless. I don't need the special attack on it. If I was going to EV train this Pokemon, I would literally put it all in my speed and attack. And so it'd be 252 speed, 252 attack, and then the last 4, that would be 1 stat point of an increase, would be probably HP or somewhere in the defense or whatever. And what that does, it just basically is a way to increase your stats in 2 or 3 specific categories. Some Pokemon, especially in competitive, are like very, very like widespread. Like you're dropping like 36 HP EVs with like 212. I'm just literally saying my thunderous spread right now. 212 attack, 4 defense, 4 special defense, and then 252 speed. Like it's like they can change like that, and there's a reason to do that in order to like live certain attacks or do certain damage or outspeed a certain Pokemon under a certain condition, etc.
Interesting. How do you add those EV values to stats?
So many different ways now. You can do them by they actually, it happens without you even knowing. If you play a Pokemon game and you're out playing the game, you're getting EVs no matter what you're doing, because when you KO a Pokemon, that they drop effort values depending on what their effort value drop is. That is one way you can train them up in the wild like that. You can give them the proteins, like the vitamins. They're called vitamins.
Right.
In the new games, back in our day, Nick, you only could do 10. That was 100 EVs.
That's what I remember. Is
now you can do them all.
Apiece.
I can do vitamins to 252.
Oh,
It's just that easy now. Dude, it's seriously insane.
We're getting in the weeds here.
What the fuck is a shiny Pokemon?
It is a different coloration of a Pokemon. That's literally all it is. They all have a shiny form. Some of them are not released. Like some new Pokemon may not have a shiny released yet in the game or in an event. But they are just a different coloration, and people love them. Like I love them.
It's Space Barbie. It's Pokemon Space Barbie.
I love them personally.
They're also really hard to get.
Yeah, they're harder to get.
You're 1 in 500 to get it.
Well, on
Depends
that
on the
specific
Pokemon.
odd. No, it actually depends on the odds I'm going for. So
Okay.
Marcus is correct. My odd is 1 in 512 for the shiny Growlithe via the breeding method of Masuda, Junichi Masuda, breeding a foreign Ditto with an American Growlithe will give you that method, plus the shiny charm. The shiny charm is for completing your Pokedex. That increases your odds of, you guessed it, shiny. Depending on the odds, sometimes like captures, like in some games, it's like 1 in 8,192. Like that's pretty insane. And people hunt those, man. People hunt those. I watch a lot of shiny hunters, and they hunt those 1 in 8,192. And they're sitting there resetting, and it's crazy. It's intense.
That's a lot. The obviously the first shiny I've ever got was that red Gyarados from Silver.
Heck yeah.
Of course.
Red Gyarados.
I talked about this before, but I want to get like that wave poster with like the red Gyarados in it.
Oh, that'd be cool. Oh yeah, the Lake of Rage. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yes. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, I think the shiny thing came from, didn't like when it was a shiny Pokemon, when they popped up first, doesn't it twinkle?
Yeah, it sparkles.
Is it like a sparkle animation? So
yeah, and they've gotten like crazier and crazier as the years have gone by. The twinkles are different in each game too, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's a little more dramatic.
Yeah, it's a little bit more like out there, and sometimes you can tell. Like sometimes it's actually crazy. Some of the shinies are absolutely terrible, and you can't really tell if they're shiny or not. There's some Pokemon that like barely have a differentiation of like what their shiny and regular looks like.
Right.
So some of them are very well noticed. Some of them are not.
Yeah, like Charizard's
Charizard, like it's black. It's like one of the best shinies, one of the absolute best shinies, and like it's normal,
clear as day.
Yeah.
Normal is all orange, and it's all black dragon.
Yep.
It's awesome.
This is fucking insane to me.
See, Pokemon is not just like la la la, go collect the things.
It's pretty, especially competitive.
And I beat the Pokemon Shield, and I never knew any of that.
Yeah, there's a whole nother
Shield
layer.
is great. I love the Sword and Shield games.
There's a whole end game.
Yeah, and I didn't even talk about natures. Like I was talking about EVs and IVs, and the natures are a huge part of it.
I forgot about what are natures?
Natures are another thing that you get by catching the Pokemon. Each one has a nature. You can influence them. Like a lot of people will, if you're not playing a legendary format, right? You can't breed your legendaries. But like, if I'm using, like, let's say I was using Pokemon in the tournament, like I was using Venusaur, Incineroar, Pokemon like that, like you breed them in the game, and you can kind of manipulate their nature to be the one that you want that is best in like competitive viability, right? Like there's certain natures that are just better than others. For specific Pokemon, they change for every Pokemon too. Like my Arcanine and my Venusaur will not have the same nature for sure, guarantee it. Like they will not, because it's just not viable on Venusaur. Like he would rather have a different nature. So
what? Yeah, but how do the natures affect their
they have an
play style?
increase. That's another increase in stats. So like I
Okay.
mentioned Jolly Arcanine. Jolly increases your speed and lowers your special attack. So the one I don't need, it lowers the special attack because I don't need it, right?
Yeah, and
So
speed is
oftentimes you
advantageous.
would want to use the one that counterbalances to the stat you don't need.
I see. Yeah, versus like if Venusaur needs special attack, you don't want that jolly nature.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You might not care about that.
You'd want
Pokemon
timid.
speed.
Timid would be the opposite. Timid would be raises speed, lowers attack instead, which is exactly what Venusaur would want.
Yeah,
He's fast boy. He's fast plant boy. He going fast in the sun. He crazy. I love Venusaur, man. I wasn't using Venusaur like all day on Saturday, and then like two of the sets I needed Venusaur so bad, and it worked so well, and I was so happy because I was like, I haven't even used Venusaur just because the matchup didn't feel great with him. But it was great.
If you were a real oh my god, if Pokemon were real tomorrow, what would you choose as your first Pokemon?
and it does not have to be starters, by the way.
I'm picking my boy. Picking my boy Growlithe. What do you mean? Like, I know it sounds cliche because he's like a puppy, he's like a dog, but like it's one of my favorite Pokemon, and I think that would be where I'd start that off with my doggo, my favorite doggo. So
I think so too. I'd probably pick a fire type.
I'm a fire type fiend. It's bad. I had a dream when I was like a kid that I was a fire type gym leader. No joke. This actually happened. It's so weird. It's so weird having a dream like that and then going to tournaments and you're like, you're like,
right.
wait a minute.
I do. Yeah, I am involved in this.
Yeah.
Marcus, what would you pick?
I don't fucking know.
He's like, I gotta look up the Pokedex. Give me a sec, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I would probably do. I'd probably pick Charmander, the OG.
I'd be Geodude.
Geodude. My first shiny was Graveler, and it exploded on me.
Or the Roggenrola.
Roggenrola.
That motherfucker killed me so many times.
In Sword or Shield or whatever it was.
Shield.
Yeah.
So many times. Fuck that guy. Or girl. That
it actually evolves into a Gigalith, which is super cool. It's like a huge
I like the
rock
Geodude.
formation.
I like the Geodude because it just reminds me of me, just like this big dumb rock. And he punches everything. You know what I mean?
I don't think I'd describe you that way. You're a rock because you're a rock in our hearts, Marcus. You're a solid friend.
The real friends are the Pokemon we met along the way.
Some would say Marcus is rock solid.
Hey.
Oh,
I don't know. Okay, wait. Different question. What Pokemon do you think best represents you?
Me? Oh, Exploud.
What's the most loud?
Exploud.
And loud and excited
How do you spell
Pokemon?
EXPLOUD.
Oh, that's Marcus.
No, that's Kymeri.
The mouth is like wide open, like he's like screaming the whole time.
That's this guy.
It's Exploud.
That's not
for
me.
Sure.
Hype's in the chat.
Yeah, exactly. That's not me.
Let me go get an Exploud mask for stream now. There we go.
I don't know what mine would be.
Type in what's a jolly Pokemon
For Nick?
No, me.
For you? Jolly. I'd have to really think about this.
Pikachu?
No. Not Snorlax. He's too sleepy.
No, that's not
way
me.
Too sleepy. Way too sleepy.
But anyway, well, while you guys are doing that, what's your favorite candy?
Like candy?
Like candy.
Mm-hmm.
Candy makes you
I have
dandy.
multiples, or is this just one?
You can give us some Mount Rushmore,
You
but
can give us the Mount Rushmore.
How about I give you a chocolate and then a like fruity candy?
Okay.
So my favorite chocolate candy, like I love Ferrero Rocher, but like I'd probably go with Twix. I think Twix has been my go-to ever since I was a kid. I love all the different flavors of Twix. Give me the peanut butter one all day long. I will eat those for weeks. I might just walk to Cumbies right now and go get it. And then
that used to be my favorite too.
Fruity candy. I love the Sour Punch straws. All those things are like, addictive. Like
I
have any. Oh wait, hold on. Wait, they can't see this on video, but yo, straight up.
You have Sour Punch bites.
Yeah, and I buy them
great.
at the grocery store because they're 2 for $5, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna have my candy whenever I want. Like I'm here, like I can do it. So It's pretty sweet. Those are my two favorite candies.
What about you, Nick?
For candy?
Yeah.
Probably. I don't have a. I mean, so I'm allergic to chocolate, so it's tough for me to like find candies. But
Hey, I forgot
did-
you're allergic.
I didn't always, but back in the day, I used to love Twix for sure. But now I think probably Skittles, or Sour Patch Kids. I really like Sour Patch Kids too.
So are you allergic to like cocoa?
yeah,
So you could not have hot chocolate. You
Correct.
would be wow.
It's
That's
fake though.
That's horrible, dude.
yeah. Marcus doesn't believe in my allergy.
He doesn't believe in mine either, so don't worry about it.
He
Like,
also believes
I
that-
get very sick when I have pineapple. I can't eat it.
It's a false. Everybody knows. He came in here and we ordered a pineapple pizza because he asked us to. Do not
Oh.
listen to this guy.
This,
Oh
this
my
is so
God.
lies.
Such a jerk. But the it's if it's any consolation, it does the same thing to me with the chocolate. They'll just like hand me chocolate chip cookies, be like, "Here, it's oatmeal raisin." I'm like, I'm watching the chocolate melt off the cookie.
Yeah. My favorite two, I'm gonna give you two. I'm gonna give you the handheld candy, like the snacker candy, like
Oh right.
M&M peanut M&Ms, hands down.
Okay.
They're good.
Like candy bar candy, Kit Kat all the way.
That's a good choice too.
You know what I mean?
I
Like
might try chocolate again soon just to see.
on stream, during the podcast, you're gonna do it.
Yeah, but I need
Because-
a whole day the next day because I don't like get an anaphylactic reaction, so it wouldn't really be dangerous. Full disclosure. I get a migraine really bad. Like I get the crazy aura where it's like starts out white. Like when someone takes a picture.
Well, what I'm saying is you
And then I
do
go
it at the
blind.
podcast, and if you start to get it, then you just go to sleep.
Yeah.
Smoke a bunch of weed and just pass the fuck out.
Well, I don't think. I mean, that sounds lovely, but I don't think that would help. I'd have to take something else. But yes. But yeah, I would do that like on an evening because then I could go to bed or like have a free day the next day because just in case. But yeah, that's a good choice. Let me think.
Yeah. So that's my two favorites. I'm sure there's other ones, but like, yeah, but pretty much those are my, like, I can't, like, if there's a Kit Kat, even if like Halloween time when dad goes through their candy, all the Kit Kats leave their pile because they're dangerous.
That's the they're dangerous. There could be a razor blade in the Kit Kat. All right. So if you were to have the rarest version, of a particular Pokemon's card, which Pokemon's card would you choose to have, like as a collection for your wall?
But what if
Like-
I already have it?
Ooh, tell us.
What? All right, let's hear.
Yeah, I showed this on stream the first day of PokeMonday.
Yeah.
When I went to Worlds in 2014, that was in DC. I got to meet Mr. Ishihara, the CEO of the Pokemon Company, and I
Wow.
have an Arcanine card signed by him. And he changed all the stats, so it's like I could actually use it technically, but I would never. It's just something big into my collection. Personally, I
Mhm.
think that's more of like a memorable keepsake than a like rarest one, I would say, but it is worth something because that's a really big deal to
Signed
meet
and
him, and it was
everything.
super cool. It was awesome to meet him.
Hell
Uh,
yeah.
Would you say that's your favorite moment within the Pokemon community?
It's up there. It's so like, dude, like to think about that. That's the CEO of the Pokemon Company. Like Game
That's hard to
Freak. Like
beat.
that's insane, dude. Like to me, I'm like sitting there like that's my child. Like my childhood was made by these people. Like you know what I mean? Like that's
Right.
huge. And that was such a big deal for me. And yeah, and also just meeting honestly a lot of my friends and the content creators that I've met like through the game too, even before I was doing content. It's so cool. That's like some of my favorite moments. It's just like the friendships. I think it's like just like Twitch too, honestly. I mean, I met you guys, all right? Like it's the same way. This is how I am in like those areas too. Like
Yeah.
it's just like I'm a very outgoing person where I can like, you know, get to know people.
For
and
me,
it's great.
I'm excited to see your stream change. And I don't mean it in a like you're going to be a different person. I'm saying like you're going to start doing Pokemon more and more and on the Mondays, and like you're going to see like all of your Pokemon friends are going to start coming and it's going to start growing, and I'm excited for that growth and change because I know myself, I can't wait to watch you in Worlds.
Hell yeah, me too.
No, win? No. That's so.
No, but like
no,
watch
just-
you go. Like,
No, watch you in World.
yeah, right.
That's my big goal, right? Like I've never actually had my full invite to the World Championships, so a lot of it was a testament to like what I did for my job back then, like money situations, not being able to go to regionals to get points and all this stuff. So there's excuses, but I don't have time for excuses. It's about hard work sometimes too.
Yeah.
So it's straight up like this year coming up, I really want it. I've been talking to my friends, like I've been really excited, and hopefully we'll know where the next Worlds is after the one in August. So we'll see. It's
Hell
in London
yeah.
this year, so it's pretty crazy. Like I would love to go to something like that and see my friends from across the world that I haven't seen in a long time, because I haven't been to Worlds since it was in Boston. It was in Boston.
Right. But like the other thing too is if like you fly over the pond, you know what I mean? You're not only going to be meeting Pokemon friends, you're going to meet stream friends.
Yeah, that too. I could be like,
You know what I mean?
guys, you guys can come here, like whatever, we can hang out. Like
Or we're going to meet at a pub and drink and celebrate Arsenal Gunners.
Oh God.
Anyway, so we're rocking and rolling. This morning when I woke up, there was 0 working class questions.
Yep.
By the time the show started, we've got a pile. So let's get into it.
All right.
We'll do fast fire.
Okay, but I'm gonna pee while you answer the first one.
Okay. Yeah, his legs are going 100 miles an hour.
See, I beat at the break, but then I've only drank half of this beer and I already have to pee. Anyways,
So
Go ahead.
Atrax asks, "What's your most embarrassing high school moment?"
this is for me. These
Well,
questions
we're
are
all
for me.
we're all gonna
Oh.
answer them.
My most embarrassing high school moment. Oh man. I definitely I got that's a tough one. I mean, that's a really, really tough one, man.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, I would go first. Go first.
So I was taking a shit in the bathroom and I was smoking a cig, and the fucking principal walked in and was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I said, "I'm smoking and shitting."
That's
I
your,
got-
that's your answer. Holy, that's embarrassing to you. Very embarrassing.
Yeah, dude, I was taking a dump and the
That's
principal
true.
came in and was like, "What the
True.
fuck are you doing?" I was like, "Smoking and shitting."
True.
And then I got fucking detention and internal suspension for like a week. I was an idiot in high school. Like I was a straight up idiot.
just like completely no. That's hilarious.
I'll
No
let Nick
fucks to
go, 'cause I'm
give?
still thinking about mine.
I was trying to think too. I saw this question earlier. Oh, you know what? As we go, there were more posted. We can address that after
No, we can just if
next week.
Yeah, by the time once we do the show, we'll mark like a point, and like the next ones will just go to next week.
Okay. But so anyway, so I'm trying to think my most embarrassing high school moment.
Just so I'm just reading some of these questions. Our fucking community is trolling.
Of course they are.
Anyways, what's your most embarrassing? Come on, you don't have a moment in your high school like that was super embarrassing for you?
Yeah, I do. So okay. I don't know. I'm trying. Okay, so I do have.
He doesn't want to say like he shit his pants. So
No, I
like,
didn't shit my pants. I'm trying to think if I peed myself. That's much more likely. I don't think I did. I definitely did that in college when drinking was involved.
Yeah, but of course. But I'm talking high school.
Sorry. So in high school, I think it was not a moment, but like a scenario that happened. So like I was dating this one girl, and
Of course you were.
dating one girl. So girl A, she's not great, not a great situation. Girl B is like, hey, you're attractive. We should date. Blah blah blah. You know how high school goes, and it's like I'm like a freshman or sophomore or something, early in the high school. Like, great, that's gonna be great. I'm gonna break up with her anyways, so that's convenient. It's like I'll just go be with you after I break up with girl A. I go to talk to girl B, and she like completely ghosted me. And then like the whole school, and then said that like I texted her something like super dirty to the whole school. I was like, what the fuck?
F's.
Yep. So like F's in the chat. So
Yeah.
so I looked like an asshole that was like a creeper, and also broke up with the other girl.
All right, so mine's not really embarrassing, but so in humor class, which we had a humor, like it was for an English in senior year, we had to do a project, and we were doing a sitcom in the 80s, and our group of 4 guys decided that whoever had the longest hair had to wear a dress, and guess who had the longest hair there? This guy. And
got
it was really weird because I had a lacrosse game that day. So I had like dress pants on, wearing a dress for a video. Like we had to do this whole sitcom video skit thing and me wearing a dress and stuff. And it was interesting. It was quite weird to walk or be like, yeah, this is like my mom's, like my mom's dress. Like what the,
Well, hey, I get it. I did not have to wear a dress. I think I had to make a music video at one point, but in middle school, I was in a group project and we had to like make a jingle in a music class for a product, and the product was mullet in a can.
Huh. It
was very stupid. This is middle school ideas. So, all right. Atrax also asks, what is the worst household chore to do? This is a very easy answer for me. This is folding laundry and ironing clothes combo. Laundry preparation is terrible for me.
Is it me? Doing the dishes is terrible, man.
Doing the dishes too. That's 1 and 2 for me, man.
The dishes are brutal. Like I actually don't mind doing them, but like, man, that's just like it's one of those things that you're just like, okay,
right.
All
I
right.
gotta not be a gross human. Go ahead, Marcus.
I love doing dishes.
Okay.
It's relaxing. I can't tell you. I put on my phone on the thing and I'll watch your stream or Kymeri's stream or somebody's stream while I'm doing dishes. It's fucking relaxing. Okay. The worst household chore ever is fucking vacuuming. That's the worst ever.
I don't mind vacuuming.
Oh, I hate it. It's loud. It's annoying. No. And then you got to like dump out the tray because it like gets filled up and it's all fucking dust. Blech.
See, I think vacuuming I think of as not that bad because I don't have to vacuum that often. Like vacuum
because
like
you don't have dogs.
I don't have dogs, right? And I live by myself, so like I can not vacuum for 2 weeks and like my apartment looks spotless still the whole time.
Thank you, Atrax. Doritos asks, who would be your favorite late night personality to interview, past or present?
Late night personality.
Can I go first?
What if I already have mine too?
Oh God, I don't have a clue. So go
ahead. You can go first, Kymeri.
Mine is someone I did a huge project on my senior year again in high school, Jimmy Kimmel. Love Jimmy Kimmel.
Okay. You watch a lot of Jimmy Kimmel. I should say, obviously.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't go first. So, like, it has to be somebody who had a late night show?
I think that's the spirit of the question, but what was your answer was going to be?
Ron Jeremy.
Oh, that's a different kind of late night. I love how your default brain setting is that.
Well, I was just thinking late night after dark, like same shit.
Yeah, like Skinamax.
Yeah.
Like the Cinemax shows at like 3 a.m.
Well, whatever. But like that's where I didn't realize. So honestly, like if it was like a late night personality, I would pick Conan O'Brien because I just feel like he's an ultra douche and I would like to see how douchey he could be.
I'd probably see like I don't have a particular like attachment to any of the late night TV hosts. It's not like my jam for TV back in the day, or even now. I guess maybe Jay Leno because he's got a cool car collection that I could talk about, and he could like take me through his car collection.
I thought you were gonna say his chin.
Well, he's got the mega chin too. He is the Crimson Chin from Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh,
what?
Oh, listen, this is a good one. This one is not for. Well, I guess Kymeri could answer it. This is for both hosts.
From Doritos again.
Other than being family, what is your co-host's most endearing quality?
Most endearing quality? Well, I have like a twofer for Marcus.
Wait, mine should be for both of you instead of to me.
Yeah.
So you want me to go? I'll go.
Yes.
Sure.
For Marcus,
I have my answer locked in. So
for Marcus, it's just how how generous, like how kind he is. Like he's just a very kind person, and I find him very relatable to talk to. Like we talk all the time, so I could talk to him about literally anything for hours on end for no reason, like just because we do.
Yeah.
And you, Nick, you are you're just I think you're the class A humor and the kind of like the how do I put this? Like I pictured you as a kid as a class clown.
See, I was actually the opposite.
Really?
Yeah, I have changed a lot in my.
Wow.
I was like very shy, not shy, I guess, but like
now you get all the ladies on the dating app.
Yeah, well, I have to have a good track record, I should say. I have a good like dating resume though. Like, you know.
So Nick,
Yes.
what is your co-host most endearing quality?
Well, okay, so like obviously besides not in podcast and streaming world, Marcus is this is the two things I want to talk about. First and foremost, Marcus is super welcoming and like accepting of people in a way that like you don't see very often, because like you have a very wide range of life experiences, so like you're super non-judgmental for people. Like I can't tell you how many times I've like explained something and Marcus goes, dude, life happens, like shit happens to people, you know what I mean? So that's super cool. That's like a really nice like welcoming quality you have in their like demeanor about people, and that's part of the reason why people like really gravitate towards your stream in the nerds community, because you're super welcoming anyways. But also you have a unique ability to like get shit done very quickly, like figure it out and get complicated problems done. Like obviously I worked with you before, and so like actual construction complexities get you're really good with, but also like trying to figure out a merch store quickly, or trying to figure out like a paintball team, or trying to figure out like just like navigating tricky waters. You have a innate ability to like figure shit out creatively quickly, which is pretty cool. But
I would say Nick has the ability to turn on his smart hat and blow somebody out of the water. Like when we're talking with people, you know, out of nowhere, Nick will drop the knowledge, and it blows me away that somebody can be that smart, because I'm an idiot. Like I and I mean that in a kind way. I'm not talking down upon myself.
No, I know. Yeah.
But like Nick is just straight up smart, and he's caring too. Like it's hard for Nick to say no.
Definitely. I had to learn how to say no.
Right, exactly. And I would say that's probably your most endearing quality, is you're super smart and super caring. So like when somebody has a problem, you want to help them facilitate that problem.
Yeah, facilitate solving it. Yeah.
Solving it. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
All right.
So from the third question from Doritos is, what is your most regrettable purchase to date? I have a lot of those.
Can I go first?
Oh, go ahead, Kymeri.
My ex's car.
Whoever.
No, I just want to go first.
Yeah.
I don't regret nothing. You know why? Because I made a fucking choice on that day, and if it comes back to kick me in the ass, who cares? Move on. It's another day.
Right.
Can I give a quick story?
Yeah, go ahead.
So
I just thought of a funny one for me, but
yeah. Ahead. So I yesterday, I got out of work. I was hot as shit, and I get all the way home, and my wife's like, "Can you go get dog food?"
Oh my god!
And I was like, "Are you kidding me right now? I just worked 10 hours. I'm hot, and you want me to go get dog food? Whatever, I'll go." So I go to the store, and the instant toxicity kicked in as soon as I walked through the store. So for the record, my wife hates fish. She doesn't want a fish tank ever, but they had a big display with the 10-gallon fish aquarium on sale for $60. So I bought that shit and brought it home to the kids, and they were so excited. My wife was so mad at me. She's so mad, and I'm like so amped because I like fish. And she looks at me and she goes, why didn't you talk to me about this? I was like, I really want some fish. And that was my way of saying, listen, I didn't want to go get dog food. I wanted to take a shower, and I wanted to sit down and enjoy my kids. And you made me go get dog food. So now we're going to have fish.
That's amazing.
Let's go. Yeah.
That's amazing, bro.
The kids are thrilled.
All right.
You're super stoked.
Nick, go. You can go first.
No, Kymeri, go ahead. 'Cause you had one,
yeah, my ex's car. Yeah,
Ooh,
burn.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna make a joke in that frame, but not a car.
Yeah, it's a loan. It's definitely one of my most regrettable things to do.
Yeah,
but you live and learn, right? Like it happens.
Yeah.
Like
of course,
could be worse.
It could have been a house,
could have been a lot of other things too.
or co-signed on student loans or something. I know somebody that did that. That was bad. But or credit cards or whatever, all the above. So I was gonna say a high noon at a bar in September 2021.
But why would you regret buying one High Noon?
Because that's what started it all.
Oh, goddamn. All right, moving on. Moving on.
That's what started it all.
Oh my God. A-Tracks.
I'm not sharing the details.
No,
of that
I'm
ridiculousness
moving on.
story.
I'm moving on.
Okay, time out. Let's just address Marcus's anxiousness to not talk about this subject matter. That's the intensity of the story. So, but it's too much.
We're
for-
moving
for
on,
the
Nick.
show.
Okay.
So Atrax
If
has
you
a second round of questions.
Had to either go bald with the best looking facial hair or never grow any facial hair, eyebrows included, but you would have the best looking hairstyle, which would you pick?
This is very easy for me.
Me too.
Kymeri is thinking, which is why I want to hear your thoughts.
You guys got to be right with this bald and facial hair, right? Like,
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
like, dude, if you didn't have eyebrows, like, man, that's
That's
kind of like, that's like, that's the, like, if he
that's the
didn't
turn.
add that point in there, Atrax, what the heck, man? Straight up,
Yeah.
like, if you didn't add that, I would probably have been like, probably the hair. That probably wouldn't have been bad, like, honestly, but like,
Right. See, I totally agree. The no eyebrows thing makes you look crazy. Because then what are you gonna do? Tattoo eyebrows on? Then you look like a psycho with tattooed on eyebrows. You know what I mean? I feel like this is a little
here's
better.
my
if you're-
Sharpie.
right? Like I feel like you can't get like a wig for eyebrows.
He is such a troll. Oh my God. I got nothing.
So it's got to be bald with facial hair.
Yeah, bald with facial hair.
100%.
Would you rather have your head look exactly like a pineapple or every pineapple look like your head?
I feel like my head already looks like a pineapple a little bit when my hair's crazy. I've got like a peanut shaped head, but I would go with the every pineapple is shaped like my head because that means like I could go to a store and just like
Palm it.
well, yeah, and I don't know. I feel like you could be like the pineapple head guy.
Oh my God. These questions. This is bad. Thanks, Atrax, for the questions.
Yep.
If you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself? Stask wants to know.
Okay, so this is a complicated question because I love hot dogs, right? There's like basically not a hot dog I wouldn't at least try, but I'm not gonna eat myself. Like technically I'm currently edible and I would never eat myself, so I'm gonna say no. If I lived in a hot dog world where humans were hot dogs and hot dogs were humans, I would not eat myself. Marcus?
No.
Okay, moving on. So
Troll.
Stask. Then Shara asks, going off the hot dog related question, is bologna the sandwich meat? Is bologna just hot dogs for people that like pancakes? Because bologna's flat. It's not even for us to answer. This is just it's like a shower thought.
Yeah, like
Is
I'm just moving on.
it's fantastic.
Thanks, Shara.
Thanks, Shara.
You just did.
The answer is yes, by the way.
KP Dizzle.
With the deep question,
What really got you into gaming?
want me to go first? I got one. Or Kymeri, go first.
Okay. So what really got me into gaming was I was a kid, obviously. The Game Boy helped. I told that story earlier, but it was really honestly the PlayStation. My big thing was getting a PS1 and then followed by the PlayStation 2, and that really sunk me into gaming. I just played every game I could. Then I played online games and was hooked on multiplayer. So a lot of that was thanks to my parents, like just supporting me and wanting to like. I was like, oh, the video games are cool, and
Yeah.
I loved my PlayStation and my Game Boy, and I've always had one or two of both of those things at the same time. So definitely those two things. Basically my parents and my cousin got me really into gaming.
Marcus?
I read comic books and I was always this nerd. You know what I mean? Like I always was into this and it just fell into my lap, whether it was Tetris, Duck Hunt, Echo the Dolphin, because that's the only game that came with my Sega Genesis, which I've talked about that story before.
That's fucking
But
funny.
pretty much that's why I got into gaming. Like it was natural. And it almost adds to like our question last week of can you see yourself still playing games
Yeah.
when you're 40, 50, 60? You know what I mean? And I feel like I'll be playing a Star Wars The Old Republic emulator when I'm 60.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So for me, I think originally what sparked me wanting to play games at all, I was like, when I was a little kid, I was like into outdoorsy things, riding my bike, and all kinds of stuff like that. I was never really like very artistic. So like drawing things or like indoor activities. So I always wanted to do stuff outside. But I like shows a lot too. But what sparked me getting into games is my dad had his computer, like the family computer, in like a big walk-in closet in one of the rooms. And I think he was taking a coding course at the time, like at a community college, and just like a class. And he was in there a lot, like to do computer stuff for the class, and then would also had games on the computer. So like when I was little, you don't really understand like, oh, why is like dad overdoing, you don't understand the concept of homework. So like, oh, what's dad doing in there? Like, oh, you got to leave. My mom would be like, you got to be quiet, like leave him alone, whatever to do his work. But when he was playing games, I could like go into the forbidden room. You know what I mean? Be like, oh, I get to see what dad's doing, like in the forbidden room. And I'm like, I don't know, 5 or 6 or something. I'm like super little. So that's when I like got to play. I don't know if it was Rogue Squadron or what, but it was like an old computer game with like on like Windows 95 and then like Army Men Sarge's Heroes on the computer, like, or like some dinosaur hunting game that we were both terrible at.
Sure.
It was like a first person shooter or something. But like, so that's, I think that original like motivation of like, oh, I want to like hang out with my dad a little more. It was the motivation to like to play games. And then after that, obviously that just opened up the doors for video games. Cause then like anytime we went to the movie theater in West Springfield, there was an arcade with it. So you had to stop at the arcade for a little bit before. And it was games from there. But that was it for me.
Kymeri, tell everybody where they can find you.
You guys can find me on twitch.tv/thekymeri. And anywhere else, the Kymeri. Social medias, Twitter, YouTube, all the same thing. The Kymeri or Kymeri.
You're freaking awesome.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of Working Class Nerds.